Oh.
Are we live?
We're live.
Oh my gosh. Hello, YouTube!
Slowly but surely putting on that microphone.
So we need Steve here to run the tech side of things.
Steve?
Okay. Let me da-da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, I'm working. Okay. Here we go.
There you go.
You give me a beat. Give me a beat, Sam.
Well, you start the song first and I'll jump in.
Give me some rhythm and then we'll...
It's a podcast from Steam Powered.
Well, we're off to a great start so far.
Damn it!
How does that go? 1,
That was it.
2,
Damn it.
3, 4!
It's a podcast from Steam.
Is it?
It's Steam Powered Giraffe is the name of the band. I don't know if you heard about this.
Yeah, I think I'm more on key.
Yeah. Like your voice or your guitar?
Here we go. 1,
Maybe he's a beast distracting you.
4. It's a pod.
Hey, no beats, don't do
no
beat.
beats, no beats.
No beat, man.
You can start it. Let me just start it up.
You want a
and then-
massage while that?
I'm a little nervous.
Is it stressing you out?
It's a podcast from Steam.
It's a pod. Okay,
pretty
there
good.
it goes.
That's a
Okay,
good start.
You can start the beat after I start.
Okay.
Don't do it.
No, do it. Remember we did it perfectly right before we started.
Yeah, we
That
did.
never happened. That never happened.
It's a podcast from Steam Powered Giraffe. It's the Bennettarium. We got special guests Samuel, Luke, and Bryan Barbarin on the Bennettarium. It's the 10th episode of the Bennettarium, and it's starting right now.
You, David!
Nailed it.
That took a little longer than
That was
did.
fantastic, though.
The important thing is we got through it.
The important thing. Okay, looks like everything's going. Hey, Chelsea's also over here moderating the YouTube
Chelsea!
stream. Can you confirm that the video is working and the
is.
audio?
It is.
How about that audio? Can you hear it?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, we sounded terrible. Let's speak of that
Can
again.
we go back in time?
Can you?
It's live now. Okay, so this is the first live stream of the podcast that we're doing free to YouTube people instead of just our Engineer-eteer Patreon-like program. So welcome all 300 of you, or however many's watching right now. I think it's about 2
Well,
something.
we kind of have to do this free today because we're getting so much hate mail and so much anger. And it's just necessary, I feel.
So, I mean, actually, you guys have been really great
Yeah.
for the big announcement. So, special treat today. We got both leaving and entering members here with us today. of
Oh,
Steam
we're
Powered
touching
Giraffe.
hands.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing has happened.
He's got
here.
soft hands, audience.
Shh, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
He's an artist.
How about we introduce ourselves to anyone who doesn't know what the heck's going on? Okay, so we're from the band Steam Powered Giraffe. We're a band that pretends to be robots, sings harmonies, and does improv on stage. And that's pretty much the short and long of it. My name's David Michael Bennett, and I play the spine in Steam Powered Giraffe.
My name is Sam Luke, and I played Hatchworth, the robot.
I'm Isabella Bunny Bennett, and I play Rabbit, the robot, and Gigi the giraffe, and many other variety of characters.
And my name is Bryan Barbarin, not Barbarian. I know it sounds like it reads that way.
Your Instagram is Barbarianism.
It's barbarianism, yeah. I like to mess with people's brains. But it is Barbarin, and I play Zero.
And that's
Exciting! I'm excited for you guys.
The new robot Zebra will be premiering in February.
February 18th?
18th.
True.
Yes. I'm
But
not
you
gonna
can see
February 18th.
February 18th.
you can see Zero perform in our newest music video, which we just released yesterday.
A cover of Bing Crosby's A Marshmallow World.
No, someone pointed out that Bing Crosby was not the original.
No, he's not the writer
Yeah,
of it.
it's just
I
that
don't think
we
you write-
chose that one to.
Which is the cover of his version.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think he writes any.
It was the first one that was like done. He's not it was written by Carl something or other, but the most
Okay.
popular one was like by Chelsea. What was it?
Dean Martin?
Dean Martin, yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that came
yeah.
out after the big.
It's probably because
Crosby
they're
one.
drunk, and that's fun.
No, yeah, they're like they sound super lush. It's like it's a marshmallow winner, whoa, and
What are you putting those marshmallows in, dude? It's like soaking them in bourbon.
But no, I like my favorite is the Bing Crosby one. I felt that fit with Steam Powered Giraffes kind of.
I like it. I hate Christmas music, but I
Me
I
too.
like that
You know
song.
why that one's so great? Is because it only is talking about it being cold and the world's made of candy.
Yeah, yeah. There's another song it's Bill Withers, Wintertime, and that's like one of my. There's nothing Christmas me about it. It's just like the funkiest song ever. I like songs like that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I think the Penyak sisters, Chelsea and Camille, like it's their favorite.
Yeah, basically. Sorry, our cover is all thanks to Camille because she got you hooked on.
So our cover is
Okay.
all thanks to. Well, yeah. When they said this is our favorite one, like, oh, I like that one. We should cover that one.
That was a while ago,
Yeah.
too, huh?
Yeah, we were gonna do it last year, but with Vice Quadrant and stuff, it was just
And
it was too much.
Steamroll Heist.
Steamroll Heist. It was like, so I started like recording all the instruments and stuff. It's
The
not
art's
like
amazing
anything
in the
amazing,
video.
Oh, thanks.
I really enjoyed the
Yeah, we
marshmallows.
basically did the same kind of technique that we did for the stars, just on a little smaller scale.
Thank
It was cute. It was cute.
God.
I like it. It's a little animated Christmas
Thank
bird.
the stars.
It's great. It's perfect.
But yeah, so yeah, we revisited this year and said, oh, this would be a perfect debut.
Yeah.
I think we really thought. Good job, team.
You did a good job.
I
Yeah.
didn't do anything, but
Well,
okay.
yeah, you did. You helped plan. You helped plan everything.
All right. Sometimes I'm really bad at high fives.
Cool.
And let me tell you, it felt nice. No, I'm just playing.
Sit back. They keep telling me it's like, oh, it's never like this. Oh, it's never like this.
Like since you joined.
Yeah. Feels like it's like this every week.
It'll slow down, but I
Yeah,
guess
of
for right
course.
now it's
It's a lot
pretty.
of work, man. A lot of
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like you said, a lot of positivity from the reactions have been like 99% positive,
Yeah.
and that's such a change of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous. I was really just like, well, you're so lovable,
wasn't.
man.
I mean,
you are. You are.
I
And
guess
like,
because I was leaving, and that's why I wasn't nervous. But also, I was like, "This doesn't affect me."
good luck, buddy.
But honestly, seeing you in the just knowing that they're like, "Well, Bryan is piping in. He wants to give it a try." I'm like, "Oh, easy peasy from here on out."
Yeah, we just for some history between all of us. Like we, when Steam Powered Giraffe was kind of just getting their roots in like stage performing instead of busking, we had Sam open for us, I believe, at a Queen Bee show in San Diego, and then we also had it was like
It was the first iteration of the routine. So me,
it was the
Nick
Easy
Hines,
Buttons.
and Bryan Barbarin and the Easy Buttons. Because you guys wanted me to do stand up, and I was like,
well, whatever you want.
You're like, you're so funny, bro.
You're so present.
I like told like a stupid joke, and then we play a song, and then I would tell like another stupid joke, and then we play a song. And then I was like, Sam, that's all I got. He's like, don't worry about it, I got it. And he just went up there and just like played the song some sad dude. So I was like,
That's funny. Well, is there anyone else that opened that will become a robot later in the line?
I think that's it. But
No, I remember that was the first time I met Bryan.
Yeah, because we
planning for that
all
show.
got together
Totally.
just like one evening and say, this is what the show's going to be. We don't know.
yeah, I was expecting like papers gonna be handed out. It shows up like, so what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? That sounds good.
Same thing I do every day.
Yeah.
But that was a weird. It was kind of weird because it was like the first time I'd seen Bryan in a while, and the first time I'd seen you in a while
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Back then, that was like 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Oh
Sounds about
yes,
right.
the good old
It
days.
was our first Halloween show, right? It was the album release show.
Oh, for album one?
I believe so.
Whoa, was it really?
I believe so.
I don't think it.
Album 1, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Maybe.
There,
We could look through the archives. And
Yeah.
find out, but on MySpace
Or was
pages.
it
know
was it
what?
the re-release of it? Was it the
Michael Reed was
re-release?
playing
No,
piano
no,
and
no,
drums,
John
right?
was there, and so was Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron was there?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Aaron was there too, yeah.
I believe so. And
Yeah,
because
It was definitely. It was
And I
our
think
first
Mike-
I
Mike
remember
was-
Michael was playing drums and
So-
piano, and I was like,
drum
what?
and banjo on this, right? He was
And
in
my
that.
roommate at the time really liked Aaron. I can remember now. I remember.
Yeah.
He was like, "Where's Upgrade? What's Upgrade doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I miss her though."
I had lunch with Erin a few months ago when she stopped by in San Diego. That's kind of the routine.
Oh, hell.
What's she up to these days? What's she up to?
I think she still does some type of acting stuff at maybe camps or something, but I think right now she's an assistant for. She gets to do some cool stuff with being an assistant for something. She does a lot of plane flies.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, the plane
Plane
flies?
flies.
Plane flies?
Me plane fly too.
Cool.
She has like corporate. I don't know. I know she said something about first class. Like she gets to fly like. So she's doing something.
She's doing well.
Acting,
doing well.
No pun intended.
It's good.
Man, a future guest for your podcast.
I think it was last. I think it must have been. Maybe it was last year when I had lunch with her. I always said a few months ago, but I was now.
We should get her on the podcast sometime. That'd be really.
When she's in San Diego,
Yeah.
we'll talk to her and stuff. See what's up.
Miss you, Aaron.
But yeah, you guys did a scene back when we have a lot of history.
Yeah.
Everyone here does.
Well, because we did Much Ado About Nothing together. That's why I first met you guys.
Yeah, in college.
We played the twins.
Yeah.
We played. I can't remember.
convenient.
Son of a gun.
Horatio and
we were the-
and Bernardo. I remember because I was up for those roles, but I didn't get any of them.
You got the best role.
Yeah, just yelling.
You got Sweepy.
I was just like sweeping in the back. I had like one line, and he was just like, just yell it as loud as you can. I was like, are you sure? Like, yep. And that's what I did. I just yelled it as loud as possible.
Wait, you were gonna play twins?
No, I was just up for
That'd be impressive. You just pop out and dress in another thing.
Bernardo. Yes, Horatio.
What are you doing in that window? What are you doing in that window?
Just cool in this pie. It looks delicious. No. So that's probably why I didn't get it. It was me and Jay. We were up for it. But it's like we were so. It was like me, 6 foot, 300-pound me, and Jay.
You saw two twins coming up. You're like,
come on, man. That's not even fair.
Jay, Fernando Puerto of Sucker. Is it not
Jabroni Pictures.
Jabroni Pictures. Sucker Punch.
I got you, Jay.
I remember you, Fernando. Don't worry. But he likes to go by Jay, right?
Yeah, dude, Jay's doing great too. He's doing some stuff
up
in Universal Studios and.
See, that's the kind of people in college you keep in touch with. Like, did you do something? No one's watching this podcast from. If you wanted to start a family and do all that, that's more power to you.
That's it. I mean, it's a little bit of prerequisite because I remember you guys came to me, and I doubt you would have come to me if I wasn't doing music too.
No, yeah, you were.
There's no way.
You were like when I saw one of your shows, I was like, Sam's still doing this stuff. That's awesome. And I was like, maybe I should ask him if he can.
Crap.
Yeah, because we originally had Sam just to come on for one show.
Yeah.
And we were like, we have this big show it was at the North Park Theater.
Yeah,
at
it
the
was
time.
Clockwork Vaudeville. We sold it out. It was like 800 seats sold.
The whole theater, but it had
that was a crazy show.
It was the band Steam Powered Giraffe, but we were off to the side, and there were acrobats for every single song except for like one or two.
Whoa, what?
And it was kind of a cluster fudge.
And the thing that I didn't realize until that show is that I don't want to see knife throwing.
Oh yeah,
I was playing
we
drums.
had to play scary world.
No. There's gonna be a scream. There's
That's
gonna be blood.
terrifying.
And the audience was just like, it's so tense. There's video of it. You can watch it.
And we're playing Scary World. And, oh man! And you just hear this like, you hear balloons popping on the side.
It's like, what?
Hey, circus folk know what's up, all right? I've worked with a lot of circus folk. They just do.
The knife thrower is the guy who taught Keanu Reeves how to throw knives
Yeah,
in The Matrix.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So,
And when you do that, you definitely advertise that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, forever.
Right.
Forever. Anything. If I was like extra on The Matrix, but like, yeah, those guys.
Bryan Barbarin from The
Matrix. Yeah, from The
Matrix.
Matrix. Who are you? You can see the back of my head for like 2 seconds. I'm in there.
I'm pretty much the Matrix.
It's a real subtle storyline, but I'm the villain.
But yeah, we Aaron left right before that show, and we were filling in with Sam on drums and not Brian. Brian was not there. Mike did got away from drums to focus on keyboard and
instrumentation
and more instrumentation.
And you didn't even play drums, did you? No. You're such a jerk.
Well, you kind of knew how to play drums.
Well, like I feel like you're one of those people who just pick up any instrument and you can kind of play.
It's Steam Powered Giraffe, so it's not. It wasn't too tough. It wasn't too tough.
Get out of here.
It was very simple stuff.
Yeah.
But
I got grooves. I got it inside me.
You got that. You got those.
I got the rhythm.
we love the
Some people
sound so
just have
much. We just took it to the zoo. We were like, this is
well, we
great.
asked you. After the. I guess it was actually during the rehearsals for that show. You were
hope
like,
you asked him.
You were like, don't worry.
Asked me a couple times.
Because I think we asked the first time I asked you, you didn't even want to do it. You're like, nah. And then I just like approached you again like a month later, like, we still haven't found anyone interested. And I think you just said, yeah, one show. I think if I remember correctly.
It's crazy. Yeah, no, I had never played drums before, so I was just like, what? Why?
Well, it's less about talent and more about
I
we could get
understand
along.
that now. Yeah.
You did the show, it was all right, and then we asked you to join us for the summer because they wanted a plugged-in version of our act because the acoustic one didn't convince them that we could do it at the zoo.
Right, we did
it's loud
acoustic
there.
stuff, and they were like, you're just gonna be lost and stuff. And so then we did after we did that show, the day after I believe, that show, we took everything that we already had rented, I think, and went over right to the zoo and performed for the zoo head-ups before the zoo was open.
Dang, all right.
And they were right on the spot. They were like, "Yep, let's have them," and that was how it worked.
And then you were like, okay, but just one summer, and then that turned into 2 summers, turned into you becoming Hatchworth.
Yep.
Yeah,
6 years
That's
later.
how it
Crazy.
yeah,
Here we
Yeah,
are,
6
dude.
years. Yeah. It's like a
6
blink of
years.
an eye.
6 years.
6 years, probably 4.5 is the robot.
You know what
Five-ish, yeah.
what I regret the most is not reviewing hotels. That's, every time I go to a hotel, I'm like, man, I could write a review for this hotel because I'm in so many hotels.
We are in hotels a lot. Yeah.
But
Good hotels, bad. I went to a hotel in New Mexico, and it was like Breaking Bad. Like I opened up. First off, I was like, "Is this place Breaking Bad? It's New Mexico." And I opened up the Bible, and there's blue baggies like lining. I was like, "This is New Mexico. Is Breaking Bad?" And
hey, get off our set!
there was somebody. Hank was in the corner, like ah.
I can't quote anything from Breaking Bad, but if I could.
It would be funny. Oh, it would be hilarious. Just Malcolm.
I don't know. You get the gist.
Well, you understand. I don't want to have to label the podcast explicit.
Oh yes.
That's
You
why.
can beep yourself.
It's live on YouTube. I ain't re-editing the video.
Say my name. That's a good question.
So we have to say fracking.
I got you.
And
I got your back.
freaking.
All right. The long Santa Claus
quite
hat.
awesome.
It's very
Oh,
practical.
I wore this for a reason, because I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
gift for you, Brian.
A gift for Brian.
Yeah. Merry holidays.
Are you serious?
Ah,
Really?
happy birthday. I mean, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. All the D's.
You'll miss greetings.
Yeah, you almost.
I got Sam one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't feel too special.
Don't feel too special.
And I got Chelsea a
I
Starbucks.
feel pretty special.
Chelsea got Starbucks.
You got a $35 one, or?
I got a 51. What'd you get? What'd you get? I'm sorry. Did you get a?
Oh, did I say
Oh,
35?
it's
I meant
100. It's
60.
100. That's right. Actually,
Oh yeah, well I meant 200.
Oh, it's a
That's fine.
scratcher. It's a scratcher. It's actually a lottery. Oh my God, a lottery.
So yeah, this is basically Bunny and I just try to find people more talented than us, and then we
We're funnier than the group.
and funnier too. And we're like, don't want to get someone crappier.
Well, you know, like we've since college, we've kind of kept an arsenal of like people that are like, these people were really funny in the back of our minds, so we can.
Not that we
dream
assume we
together.
would do anything. Like, it's not like we think highly of ourselves or anything. It's just that after a few years, we're like, okay, well, we do have a steady job of living doing it, so we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
So that's what we kind of judge everything on. Is like,
But
well,
it's a testament that it's like people in your close circle that
Yeah.
that come on.
I mean,
you could have hired
yeah.
anybody from anywhere, you
Sure,
know.
yeah.
But that's something cool that I don't think that people on the outside will notice, but people who are here in your life,
Most
day-to-day
bands
life,
always say like, you don't hire your friends, don't all do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, what is it?
That's like.
There's like some bands that say we don't hang out, we just we perform
Oh
shows.
no, that's
in
awful
different
though.
ways.
That's a terrible way to live.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there's definitely. I definitely have really appreciated a lot of stuff about Steam Powered Giraffe as a band being in one. First of all, it's like it's not the party aesthetic that I was
Yeah.
ever looking for, like
Yeah.
party hard and stuff. And also, whenever we had an issue, no matter how tough it was, we'd talk about it, and
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
linger for
Yeah,
any longer than
so
it should,
important. That's
and
so
make
important.
divides or anything. And like we if there's an issue, we break it down,
Sure.
sit
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's great that the three of us were able to do that. Like,
And
it can be hard with some people.
Well, any band,
It-
like we
yeah,
have our
it's true.
tribulations and you know, not I wouldn't say at each other's necks, but you know, it's stressful,
been
especially
like-
when you see each other like so much. Like you never want to hang out with each other,
Right.
Because we're forced to hang out.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean,
on a regular.
we had some fun times, but it's almost 10 years. Next year it'll be 10 years of doing this. So,
Yeah.
like, that's a long time
It's a long time.
to like deal with everyone.
Yeah.
True,
Yes.
true.
Like
long.
siblings, it's like, you know, you kind of get used to it because you grew up with them.
Yeah.
Other folks, it's like, well, I really like Sam as a friend, but I didn't know I would be spending this much time with him.
Yeah, it sometimes that changes
You
things.
know, it
Yeah.
definitely changes the relationship. But
Yeah.
to be fair, I think it's like, you know, the relationship we have is works as more as a business one. Like, we hung out a little bit, but but I think I think the business thing, which is the opposite. Like, with John and stuff, like, we were like great friends when we weren't working together. But then after a few, like 2 years of working together, it was kind of like, you know, it didn't.
We weren't great business partners
Yeah, we weren't great
together,
business
yeah.
partners. Yeah. And I think the same thing with Mike. Like, it was cool hanging out as being friends, and sometimes those transitions just don't work out.
It just doesn't intersect.
And that's not to say that like people have different personalities that just don't mesh. I think it's just what happens with business.
No,
Like,
it's just like
absolutely.
being a roommate. You know, it's like
Yeah.
there's
Changes.
It changes, yeah.
yeah.
Or in any relationship, yeah.
So luckily, most of the people we have on now, they kind of have the staying power. Like, if they wanted to, they could stay because if they can, because they've already kind of put up with whatever there is to put up with in the group, right? So, you know, we got the Penyacs who, you know, their positions are, they seem pretty happy.
Permanent.
Are you happy, Chelsea?
Yes.
Okay. But
that's right.
But also Steve.
That's the correct thing to say.
Be happier.
Read the cards. Read the cards.
You want a Christmas bonus, don't you? We don't have Christmas bonuses.
You did say that a little pained. Yeah.
I love it.
But you know, Steve Negretti started out as a fan just of us busking on, like, when we were in Balboa Park.
He would bring us water.
He would bring us water and stuff. And
Really?
And he was just a cool dude. Like,
He'd get down on one knee with a basin.
And a ladle. South
Over their feet.
but it wasn't like desperation. It was like he just enjoyed us and he just showed up and he was a cool dude that, you know, dressed in like cool clothes. And
Post.
And he's a huge help. I mean, Steve. I mean, he's been working in the theater. He knows about all that.
Oh yeah.
You know, all that
I mean,
stuff.
we couldn't do the act without him. But he saw one of our shows. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was yours.
No, it wasn't. It was a live show though. It was. It was. I think it was the one that preceded that one.
Yeah, it was an early one.
It wasn't plugged in necessarily. It was kind of like hybrid.
Yeah. Because I feel like he was at the Queen Bee show.
I think he was, yeah.
But I don't think that he was. I don't know if he was working with you guys at the time because that's where I met him first.
I want to say he was because he's back then he used the Queen
Yeah.
Bee's mixer and
Yeah,
stuff.
you're right.
It was like a special. We weren't the leading act for the one that he saw. It was like a combination.
I think it was Tragic Tantrum.
Yes,
Cabaret.
That's the one, yeah.
And,
but he saw it and he said your sound sucked.
Your sound is terrible. and then he offered to us. He's like, I do sound work for the La Jolla Playhouse for a living. And like, I'd love to do this for a show. And he's like, you don't have to pay me. And you know, when we were at that stage, we were so small. We were like, we can't have anyone do favors for us and stuff. So we always turned down people like, oh, can I do this for you? Can I? And we're like, yeah, we're just doing this for fun, you know, like whatever.
I get that.
But we took a chance with him because we're like, okay.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
And for those who don't know, the La Jolla Playhouse is like a Tony Award-winning theater down in San Diego. It's like the biggest theater here. Over $5 million company. It's pretty crazy.
Brian is like you're like in the theater community.
Yeah, man.
Like he has articles written about him.
I do have an article written about me. I was like a front. I think I centerfold at one point. I was like naked. I wasn't naked, but I did have
that kind of theater.
I did have.
Interesting.
Blushing.
I'm gonna have to call up the ladies.
Yeah, man. So
I don't know what that means.
Call it the ladies.
Hey,
ladies.
You know, there's probably a lot of fans are wondering, and probably us too. Like, tell us about your history after college. Like,
actually, not after college. Start from when you came out of the womb.
Well, I was born a poor black man, and no, that's C. Martin.
What's been your like theater background and such?
Well, I really, really enjoyed theater in elementary school. I remember seeing Peter Pan. It was my first show I ever saw. And I don't remember saying this, but my mom tells me this all the time. It's like, I said, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. I want to do that. I want to go on the stage. I want to perform. And so I was always in after-school programs just because my parents work late. So they put me in theater. And I didn't do anything. I just sat in the background. And I would kind of like make faces and live my life, you know. And when they gave me my first line, I cried, man. I was like, I don't want to mess this up. I'm going to blow it. But I did it. I stuck with it. And then I started getting more and more into it, the bigger roles they gave me. And then high school, I really fell in love with it. Did shows like Little Shop of Horrors, Fiddler on the Roof, Man of La Mancha. And then in college, I went out and tried theater schools. I wasn't really feeling them. Didn't really know if I wanted to play football, if I wanted to do theater. Then I went to Grossmont. It kind of got shut down a bit. I was like, okay, I'm not really doing anything, but I was learning so much from doing mime class, doing musical theater class, and all these amazing teachers who saw me and saw the rawness of me and really hammered it out. They really pushed me and stretched me to go do something different. And they pushed me to go work, and I started working in San Diego, and it's such a cool, tight-knit community that I never stopped for 8 years almost. I worked with the kids theater. I worked with the San Diego Zoo, worked with Safari Park, did La Jolla Playhouse, a bit of there, did Lambs Players Theater, was on staff there for a long time, singing theater. And then I kind of got, theater is kind of weird because it's always someone else is bringing something to you, So I wanted something that was my own words and my own kind of force. So that's where I kind of got together with the routine and started playing some music and writing our own music and performing our own music, and there was something that was so powerful about that, It's like, it's so cool to write something and bring it to somebody and then they enjoy it. You're like, oh, you like that? Me too, man. Together, like, So So it was really cool. And then when this opportunity popped up, it was like going right back to those college classes and stuff. So I was like, it's something that seems like a good fit for my life right now. You guys do a lot of traveling, which I really, really enjoy. I don't really do traveling unless I'm working.
We'll see how you feel.
See how you feel.
Yeah, I'll be like hotel room.
Hey man, right here, dude. I love it. Hey man, I'll be sleeping in my van sometimes, so like, we all right, man. We catch, we do all right, but every once in a while we'll catch some nasty rat-filled bed bugs. You burn the clothes, or you burn sleep last night. Just burn those. I don't need them. Well, you also burn them. So yeah, it's and the theatrics of it and the story of it really drove it home for me, because I love storytelling, and every album is a story, every song is a story, and the backstories between each one of the characters, all the lore, there's so much depth to it. There's so much to dig into, so I just couldn't resist.
Entertainment meal.
Yeah, it was. It totally is, And it's like an artistic meal, too. Stretching, playing bass and stuff like that, doing all these harmonies, that's stuff that, like, I don't get to do very often with the routine, especially, so it's like, it's a whole nother area to stretch me out and to grow a little bit,
Yeah. I've definitely felt the growth over the years. Definitely, as an artist, as an performer, crazy.
It's on the back. No.
It's on the back, on the sides. just learning how to do everything at once has been, and I'm just now feeling comfortable with it. Yeah. And that's when I know it's time to grow up. It's something I can definitely take and apply to different aspects of my life. So.
I've always enjoyed that it taps into every skill and talent that I have. Graphic design,
definitely.
Writing stories, singing, music, theater, mime, everything, drawing. It's all encompassed in Steam Powered Giraffe, and I want to do it all. So. Yeah. This is like the perfect place for me to be.
I mean, it's kind of how it started, too. I mean, we just did it because we really fell in love with mime during Jerry Hager's mime class. And we just because I remember you, John, and Aaron, had the idea, yeah, we should go to Balboa Park. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I walked to Balboa Park and I saw everyone else around and I'm like, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, you can do better.
and I mean, that's not like arrogance. It's just like, okay, well, they suck. So there were some good people there too, but
the buskers started hating us because we would draw such big crowds, but we were very meek and humble, and we didn't push the tip jar.
And they would be some of them, we're not gonna name names, but we'll sleeveless. But we'll have the we had them come up to us and say. I'm just kidding. He's a good guy.
Sleeveless magician, yeah.
He wears sleeves.
He helped us out and stuff, but they always told us you got to push for that money, because then they come and see my show and they're thinking it's okay not to pay, and I'm like, well,
getting strong armed, okay.
But to be fair, they were a little right. At the end of a weekend, we'd make $15 each.
Oh, wow.
And it seemed like a lot of people were putting money in, but
you don't want to. Because I hate doing that. I hate having to push product. I hate having to do that stuff. You want to perform and let people.
So we never did, and it was always just for fun.
And look at you now.
We would take that. We would take that money, and at the end of a weekend or a day, we would go to In-N-Out and just buy a meal, and that'd be it.
I'm all about that.
I will say that it's one of the bigger lessons is that. No matter how much you want to perform and just make stuff, you do have to sell it.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. There's a business.
When I did the stuff before Steam Powered Giraffe, I didn't even have an album to sell. Yeah. I was just I don't know what the heck I was doing in hindsight. It was what the hell was I doing? Just playing shows, and people liked it, but I mean, there wasn't anything to sustain me.
Yeah, there's no substance. There's no way to spread it. To give it to somebody else, I really like this guy. Where's he playing this? I don't know, but I hope I see him again. I feel that.
Like a ghost.
Yeah.
Like a ghost.
So I guess what we grew with Steam Powered Giraffe is, we started with a fan community, and that fan community kind of pushed us. Even if it was 50 people when it started out, got to 100. It forced us to say, oh, we're going to be playing here next week, and we're going to be at Balboa Park these days, and then. That just turned into when we came out with our first album, we were like, oh, you can buy it from us.
Yeah. I mean, it was great about Balboa Park because at a time we were doing that to promote our live shows, and we would actually have a one-on-one communication with the fans. And we'd say, are you going to be there? You better be there. Yeah. And that was I think that was really beneficial because they would bring their friends, and it would just started growing and growing until I don't know.
You're kind of forced into starting a company.
Yeah.
To be hired by places, because the minute we had the zoo, that's when when we knew we were going to get hired for the zoo. They're like, you guys got to be a company, and oh, okay. And then the month leading up to that, we formed the company. We, put all the money into it, and And then we were poor for the first maybe month of the zoo. And I remember well, this is probably another story, but I remember starving literally. And
I remember I bought like a giant case of like cheap peanut butter and just had like different flavors of peanut butter.
Yeah, because we started up the zoo like we had to invest in a little bit of stuff, but we borrowed a lot of stuff. We paid Mike to like, hey, can we use your drum set? We can do this.
Yeah.
And after the first year of the zoo, we finally had enough money that we could. The company was jump started, but that first month it was like I had no food, and then Steve got tired of me complaining at the time, like always being hungry. That he showed up with it because he had another job.
Yeah.
And he just
actual money.
and he gave me like a bag full of cans of beans.
Dang, man.
And I was like, no, you can't do this. And then he's like, eat them, and I did.
Dude, yeah, when you're stressing for that food, you better take it.
But yeah, no, it was. But after that, it was like easy. And then it was like we were buying sandwiches every day.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
which probably wasted about a few $100, but whatever.
At the time,
I had it nice because I worked at a cafe, so I had all the food I can eat.
Yeah, you
brought
us a lot of sandwiches.
Oh, did I?
over the years.
Yeah, I did probably.
Because I mean, we're the dumb ones that were like, okay, here's all the money into the company, and now we just wait. But
yeah, I'd bring you like a thing of potato salad or something.
It's tough to jump because it costs money to file the papers, and it's not a lot now because we're going. But at the time, it's like you got $800 here.
That's the old adage, man. You got to spend money to make money. Like,
and so it paid off. It
takes a lot of risk. I remember I used to be in charge of like all the bookings like really early on, and there was this. I remember the moment. I think it was like at Wild WestCon, like the first or second one. I was on the phone with someone, and I was like, I was kind of arguing with him like, we just can't do it for that amount of money. And I was like, well, give me a break here, like, and I was like, well, we just can't. I was so bad at not putting my foot down, and I put my foot down, and we scored like a gig, and then from there it was just like, this works. Like, you just have to kind of establish yourself and take the risk sometimes.
Yeah.
And then ask for more money because we weren't making money. We were like burning through money on gas.
I mean, you started out. It started out as a labor of love, but then eventually, like the costs come. The other band members are like, "I need to get paid for this," and you're like, "Oh yeah, we got to reimburse gas. We got to do this." And that's when it starts. That's when it starts costing money because you do it out of love. Sure, we drive to Balboa Park. It isn't whatever. It's not going to burn. We just take turns driving to Balboa Park.
True.
But eventually, it just.
It's a lot of time too.
Oh,
a whole lot of time.
But once you get to that level where you're starting to sell stuff, it's like then you get costs. Everything just adds up. And we luckily had the growth was with the zoo helped us, but it was a very steady growth. Yeah. So we were able to kind of adapt to how big we were getting. And you kind of saw that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't easy. Like it was pretty stressful, but I think we adapted pretty well. Like, and now we got Chelsea helping with merch. We got even Camille comes in sometimes when a big album release and will help. Like, it's a good, well-oiled machine now.
No pun intended.
Oh, because robots!
Because you're a robot, you use oil. Machine. That's all I explain to you guys do all the time, though. I'm like, they're a well-oiled machine. Not because they're robots, because it's really good business. It's really good business. No other way.
We had a lot of training because our dad was working for a print and mail company.
Yeah.
And that was our first job. Was like in corporate America doing various.
Oh, is Christmas over?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was Christmas.
It was getting a little hot, so I think Santa
I'm sure Santa says that every year.
But yeah, it helped. Like we did our time in corporate America doing graphic design, just this data entry. Like we kind of learned
college and stuff.
Observed.
Yeah. We stopped that job after we got laid off because of the recession happened.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. When you were at Grossmonster.
Yeah, and I was like, well, goodbye school. I gotta go. And then, but it was either gonna be I was gonna get a job at as a tech support thing at Cox Cable with because of their computer stuff. Mm-hmm. But it was either that, or go and start album 1. Right. And I was really almost gonna go to that interview, and then I stopped and we just started recording. And then it was 2 years on unemployment, and I was still looking for jobs, obviously. But then eventually it was well, thank you, Obama, for extending the...
Thanks, Obama.
That helped. It did help. It really did. And it worked. Didn't it work? Because we started our own company. I don't think that's what they want you to do when you're on unemployment. They don't want you to go start your own company. But
whatever.
We did.
I was doing odd jobs, but it still didn't meet the requirements for getting off of unemployment.
Yeah.
I did Craigslist art projects and stuff.
You have to have definitely a steady job to get.
You can make money and still be on unemployment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would do performing jobs. What one was like a New Year's party, and you know they always hire like theatrical people to do these stand-ins, and so I did a lot of that stuff at different holidays. But it was only like $100 here and there, and we were still working on that. We're still working on Steam Powered Giraffe, so yeah, it was. It feels like we put in our time.
It's never felt like there was ever the man with a cigar. Like we've had like teases of that, but nothing ever pans through. And
the best opportunities.
It feels like we're just walking upstairs at a consistent rate, and every once in a while you see like this explosion in the distance, like Tumblr. When Tumblr found us, it was like, oh, that's really cool.
Or Gearbox Software, Image and Form, like you see these cool opportunities, and you're like, okay, we'll do that. Well, here we go back.
But you know, it ripples kind of slowly. It might catch up to you, and like something good will happen from that. But everything is so steady.
If you're consistent enough, I think most people say it takes about 10 years to kind of cement yourself in people's mind. And I feel like now, even if we weren't like on social media for a while, people would still kind of pay attention to us every once in a while.
Because you've been around.
Yes, and I think that's the only reason.
Oh, the worst thing you can do is stop doing it.
Right.
Otherwise, you're fine.
The momentum. It's all about the momentum.
Yeah. But anyways, that's kind of the short history of.
I remember pushing your car at Grossmont, like your car broke down, and we were pushing up this hill.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, it was
which car?
Was it the
Camaro?
I only in college I only had 2 Camaros. So which one was it?
Oh, yeah. It was the black and red one.
Okay.
Was that not both black and red?
No, one of them was black, and it had like some red lights inside.
Yeah.
That one, something happened?
But it was just like after you got laid off, and we were pushing up, and I don't know what we were talking about, but I remember like the security staff like drove past us, like looked at us, drove around, came back, looked at us again, drove around. I was like, y'all gonna stop and help us, or like pushing this car up a hill?
Are you sure that was me?
I'm positive it was you because it was your freaking car.
That car blew up like before I got laid off.
I don't know.
Well, anyways, I have a vague memory.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
I just remember that.
That
I just
car
remember
died.
that. That just popped in my head all of a sudden. I was just like...
Well, I don't remember that, but thank you. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thought I'd bring it up for no reason.
Was it me?
It was totally you. Couldn't have been
What did I say?
else.
What was one of my catchphrases?
You were like, hey, what happened at my car? I was like, yeah, I'm happy with your car, David Bennett.
I did? I asked you?
Yeah, you're like, Bryan Barbarin, I'm just David. Help me with my car. I was like, dude, I'll help you with your car.
I don't remember this at all. I don't
You don't remember that?
I mean, my
And you
car...
were like, it's me, David Bennett.
Where are we pushing it? Where are we pushing it?
He said
Sounds at the top of the ballot.
I don't know, man.
Your name is David Bennett, right? I mean,
Those things happened.
Well, whatever. College was a crazy time. No, it wasn't. It was pretty tame.
You're always so drunk. Party animal.
that's why you don't remember.
Yeah. The joke being that I've never touched alcohol in my life. That's not true. I had some rum balls at a Christmas
Whoa,
party.
rum balls. Calm down, buddy. You know that?
It's the season.
Diving right into the...
Anyways. What are we talking about?
how we came to be where we are in the present right now.
There was we started an improv troupe together.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
I remember getting an email from
Robert Jenkins,
and he wanted to put a troupe together. I didn't know him too well, but
what was that about? Like, how did you meet Robert and stuff?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. It's probably through a friend of a
Yeah,
friend.
it was through a friend, and
Okay.
He was looking to put together, and he wanted some people, so we got called in from.
So it was kind of like, oh, I know these people, and that's how you kind of got asked
totally.
to. And then so it was like Aaron, John, and we all did it, and then we did that for a while. Like it was just like
we did like a gig somewhere. We went to
gig.
someone's house. Yeah, one gig I remember.
But it was pretty much just for fun, like I guess. But
But that's because later NCT, National Comedy Theater, started a college group, and that was pretty. I think it was like his idea. But I ended up going over there and working with them.
Yeah, because I remember he said, oh, you guys should audition for this. But then he stopped doing the thing, and then Bunny and I were like, okay, well, can we continue to keep the act going? And that was kind of our forte into like, maybe we can run something.
Yeah, that was like the predecessor to Steam Powered
Because it was because for us, our biggest frustration with that was like, because, I mean, Robert's a cool guy, but the commitment was
it was
up in the air, and it was like, you got like a whole bunch of people. You need someone who's going to be here all the time.
Yeah, true.
And like, here we are.
Well, it was cool. I mean, we had some fun just I don't know, playing off of each other. We kind of got some chemistry going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
was pretty fun.
And it was just fun. We took it as serious as we did anything, even though it was stupid. But
we did like long form improv, which was like the coolest, like town and
it's
stuff
fun
like that.
for people involved. I don't know how fun it is to
Oh,
watch.
it's so much fun for us though.
Town was
Everyone
always
else
the
can
same.
suck it, all right?
Town was always the same. It was that I was always someone planning to summon some Lovecraftian horror. David was a superhero. It was like always
And I'd
the
kick
same.
down some door. Hey guys, what is going on here? Always kicking whatever it was. I had to kick it down.
I have some video on my on our YouTube.
Really? From that?
Yeah.
Really?
I've got video.
It's not very good, but it's only like it's something.
I've got video of us in musical theater class.
Oh really? Oh
About
yeah.
it. Doing
I remember
some.
Fernando did a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of that on the Engineer-eteer site, which is our Patreon.
Oh,
site.
really?
Yeah, I've seen.
I
I've
have.
seen some
I
of
think
that stuff.
I might have ours on there.
That's funny, yeah.
I don't know if I do though.
I'm sure it's not
We did
as
sing
good as
together.
I thought.
No, I was
back
terrible.
then. I was like, it was great. It was great. Like,
No, you were good.
No. First time we did it, we nailed it, and like everyone in class was like, yeah, it was great. And then like we brought it back, and the second time we did it, it just didn't land.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
because when you do your final, like that was from the beginning of the semester.
Yeah.
And then when we had to like revisit, like, oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember. It was kind of made up
Yeah.
some stuff.
But no, I
yeah.
screwed up the lyrics and stuff, and it like, oh, that didn't rhyme. It was supposed to rhyme.
You did. It was Into the Woods, right?
Yeah, totally.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah. You borrowed my cape, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. I bought both the
Wait,
kids,
I was
actually.
like,
Yeah,
I was
that's
like
came
Prince
too.
Charming.
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
You
I
were,
don't remember which.
You were Rapunzel.
Rapunzel's Prince. I think that's what
Whenever
they
you
call
climbed
it.
the,
Yeah.
whatever that one was.
Climbing up there, and I see your head.
But yeah, we did musical theater. At least, I don't know how many times, but we took the class.
Yeah, like 4 or 5
Quite a-
times with Lisa.
Until their last.
Lisa Drummond.
And Ron
Big
Council.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron Council too.
They're all great. I mean, those are teachers like that are doing it because they like teaching, and you can tell.
Yeah, and it made a big difference.
Yeah, inspirations. It's always nice. That's what I take from college. Is all those kind of teachers. Jerry Hager, same thing. Big influence. Like, I mean, probably different like humor and stuff. Like we would create different acts, but he like spawned Steam Powered Giraffe pretty much.
Yeah, we got together recently, as we did with Sam years ago, with Jerry Hager to kind of just like refresh the.
They had the
I don't know,
robotics.
yeah. It was only like a one session, but he
got some really good advice and just like simple things to help me move on with the robot. You know.
Yeah.
And especially that less is more. Is like, you know, with me, I wanna be moving at all. Like, what's going on over here? You know, I want to be. My body wants to just get into it, but like, you know, just being able to stand still and move subtly. Really.
Well, when you see us on stage, we don't stand still too often. We try to, but
it's kind of a blending. You pick your moments, and then there's just times when you drop it completely because you can't. You're gonna get really tired if you do it all the time.
Yeah.
You kind of
it's
trick
definitely like a learned thing. But when you see video of like afterwards, it's like oh, we move around for like pretty fluid for a while, but then we always come back to it.
Yeah.
And it works. And I think Jerry kind of taught us that too, because I think we complained to him about like, we can only go do an act for about 15 minutes and then we're done. But that's like super you can't do super involved. Yeah. But I mean, you kind of had that kind of same experience.
That was the best advice. Was less is more, and literally less is more. Like stop moving.
Yeah, stop moving.
It's like a statue. You just kind of let it, just like.
Yeah.
And then catch your breath.
I mean, there's some songs where I literally stand still and it's
even
all in the head.
Even if you're standing still, catching your breath, you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm a wobbly mess right now. But people are like, oh my gosh, where did you learn how to freeze frame? And I'm like, what? Okay.
If you see it, I did it.
So what is so Sam's going off on your own adventure now. What can you tell about your project?
Yeah, what do you want to plug?
I don't know. I thought I was gonna have it done this year, but I mean, I just go at my own pace. I'm working on an album, and then I just have to sort out all the annoying stuff like making a website and getting stuff copyright.
Yeah.
All the stupid crap.
CD
Are you
Baby,
doing it
CD
all
Baby
yourself,
Tune
or-
will help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen David do it. That's
Stevie
good.
Wonder.
If David- No, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean,
It helps when you can do it all by yourself. I'll tell you that much. Like, you know, it's because you can make it at your own pace. You can make it. I mean,
obviously, I'm not going to do it completely by myself, but my show is going to be me, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, cool, man.
It's still got to gestate a little bit more. I don't know. I don't really care about promoting it. Really. Just it'll be there. It'll be there eventually because I definitely. I think. I mean, this is completely off topic, but after I saw David Bowie's one of his last videos, and I didn't know he was dying. And I'm like, oh, David Bowie's out with a new video. That's weird. He looks like he's dying in it. And then I just ignored it. But something about finding out he was dying and then listening to the album, and the album's all about saying goodbye. And to me, it was like, wow, this is what it's all about. Has nothing to do with whatever I'm talking about.
No, but keep going because I like it.
It definitely made me realize, like, it doesn't matter, like, what. And I've always felt this way about myself personally, anyways. Like, I don't give a two rats poops that I exist in real life. I don't care about me, and besides trying to stay healthy and whatever. But there's something so important about, you know, performing is an extension of it because you're leaving a flash frame in people's minds. Yeah. But making something and possibly having it last beyond you and making it important, like there's got to be a reason for it. I don't know. There's just
leaving your mark on the world.
That's so cool, though.
Something like that. But you know, looking beyond that, like I don't.
You want to
contribute?
You want to contribute to the history of mankind.
Well, I mean, I guess it boils down to what else are we supposed to be doing with our existence?
That's the human struggle. It's a human condition.
But that's what we're.
Oh, I should have just said that.
No, we're entertainers. That's what we do. It's like at our core. It's like we're good at it. I don't know. Why do anything else?
And the other thing is, like, if I had the capacity, I know this now from my 30 years of living on this planet. I'm not a go-getter. 31.
I'm 30.
I was estimating. Guesstimating.
You're 30.
I'm 29, dude.
Hold
up.
Wait,
bro.
1987.
87? Yeah.
No, well, I'm 86. You're 87.
I'm 87 now.
That's
30,
right.
31. 32 soon.
I'm still 24. I never.
Oh.
But yeah, I just.
It's been a long time after the womb. Hanging.
It's just, you get what I'm saying. The human condition. Yeah, that's a good one.
I just want to say this because you're talking about David Bowie and the fact that he released an album and a music video that was
Prince
successful.
Would have had the opportunity to do that, you know?
He did. He released an album the year before. Yeah. And it was successful. It was like critically and like popular. Like people loved it.
But I mean, like I didn't know he was dying. But the whole like, hey guys, this is the conversation that I'm gonna have with you. Like the whole self-aware. It's just like, boosh, just like Interstellar. Really it's like that feeling, like. Whoa!
I thought he was gonna live till he's 150. I was positive, you know.
I know, right?
But David Bowie, like, what a way to go out, and then what a way to live your life. Like as an artist, like that's it. Like he reinvented himself every year, every album. Like you want to do something different. You want to do something different musically. He was always creating. He was never satisfied. And he even talks about, like, in the 90s, that interview with him was like, if you became a musician, if you were alive today, would you become a musician? He's like, no, because I don't think they would have the same impact. You know, he just had this way of looking at the world and looking at his artistry that is just so. That's what I aspire. Yeah. So it's crazy that you brought up David Bowie. Like,
I mean,
oh my goodness, that's a microphone. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice having you.
He just dragged off. No!
Bring in the next one.
No!
Yeah, David Bowie's great. That's totally great. It's. I think it's a lesson.
Whether or not he's great, the fact is that his last album really encompass what it means to be in a single album like an artist, like in my opinion. Sure. Yeah. Which is just
I think it's important. You got to do what you want, and that's really all that matters. I mean, I guess you got to find a way to make it in the world and get some income, but you should still just do your art, whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean, Steam Powered Giraffe is. I mean, you know, we started it with John and Aaron, but it was obvious from the get-go that we were the driving force behind it. That's not to say that they didn't contribute just as much in their passion for it. It's just we took it to a whole nother level with the commitment and and we made it essentially what we wanted to do. And of course we let other people try to shape it into what they wanted it to be as well. But because we spent so much time with it, you know, we kind of put everything that we wanted to do. Like, I love musical theater, I love acting, I love doing the robot, and I love the mime. I love working on the websites, I love editing videos, I love doing the music. I love everything that I do.
And posters and comics and cartoons.
It's like so we do it all, and that's just between the two of us. And then and kind of John liked doing the art too. Like it was kind of a haven for us. Yeah. But I think after a while it turns into it's our baby, and everyone else is kind of like.
Well, it's very uniquely Bennett.
Yeah,
it is everything about
Totally.
it.
And that's not, and you know, obviously I mean, obviously when Sam was with her, we incorporate what he wants to kind of do.
But I mean, under the umbrella of
Yeah,
the
right.
Steam Powered
Yes,
Giraffe.
yeah.
Because
in that world, it's a world.
We have a lot
It's
of
become
chefs.
its own thing too, you know. It's like now
Sure.
it's something you guys are just fostering and
Yeah,
helping
yeah,
it grow.
because it's not like we have a iron fist like ruling over it or something. It's more like there's got to be a minimal amount of people in charge, quote unquote.
Of course.
And then everyone else is kind of helping.
True.
But
even like your fan base is so.
Oh, yeah.
It's so strong. I mean, every Instagram account I see is like it's some sort of mechanical makeup. You know, it's just like, and everyone's got their own kind of like edge on it. And you know, some people do the throwback John. You know, so got a couple Hatchworth. I was afraid. I was like, oh, what are they gonna say? Oh, it's a good thing. Okay, all right. I was worried for a second. You know, but
Today is the last day of my life.
Oh no!
I'm gonna find you, Zero.
Not again. You don't want to find me. I'm much larger than than you probably are.
Yeah, me too. I'm like 8 feet.
He is 8 feet tall.
You can't tell it, but
A giant.
I'm ripped. I'm so swole.
Dude, under there.
Yeah.
Woo!
You can wash your clothes on those abs.
Spiny.
I think it's important that artists just do what they want. I mean, I think there's a little bit of like trying to please an audience or trying to get attention or something, but really at the end of the day,
It's not a democracy.
No.
well, you have a story to tell and you want to express it, and you should express it and get it off your chest, and that's why we do it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the story I want to tell, and when it becomes anything more or less than that, or I don't want to do it. Like sometimes I'm just like, I'm not feeling this song, I'm not feeling this album, and just take it in another direction. What do I want to do? And if it ever turns into I don't want to tell Steam Powered Giraffe's story, that's not what I want to sing, then I won't, because I can't force myself to do it. I can't force myself to not have passion for it. And
I mean, we've seen that with songs too. It's like, like I've been honest in that, like, I'm not feeling the song, like I don't have any input on it. So it would, if someone doesn't want to take the lead on that, then I can't do anything with it, because I'm like, and sometimes that changes, and then it's like, oh, I totally got an idea. But it's like, if we don't do anything half-assed, I can say that, I think. Like whatever we put out, we put passion into it, at least one of us, you know what I mean? Like, and that kind of fuels everyone else in the group if we make something.
I mean, it's kind of cool, like, with John and Mike, just, they brought their ideas to life, and, I enjoyed the ideas because, I had fun with them, and they were expressing themselves. It was fun to help them, have a platform for that.
And then, of course, they helped us, like, see our stuff,
Exactly.
especially Mike towards, for album 1 and 2, and that
Mark
was
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of flavor. Definitely.
So yeah, the kind of the Steam Powered Giraffe for Bunny and I satisfies, for me anyways. I don't want to speak for Bunny. It satisfies pretty much everything that I could hope to do. Like I don't feel like I'm being stifled by Steam Powered Giraffe, but that's because we created Steam Powered Giraffe because it's what we like. If that makes sense. Like, I don't have any ambitions to go off and do death metal or some indie stuff.
Although,
you know what I mean, maybe we could, but you know what I mean. Like
The heaviest metal group there is. Steam Powered Giraffe.
Oh boy, we've heard that joke.
I love it. I love that joke.
You hear it all.
Because you're not heavy metal. That's
No, I get it.
who likes heavy metal?
but you're made of metal.
Clockworks and
I don't
steam, sitting on a porch.
I mean, is that your invitation to Steam Powered Giraffe?
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
Every song.
I mean, that's what we thought about. That's what we thought up with, because we like it so much, like Bunny and I, because that's what we came up with when we sat down. Like, what do we want to do? Like, somehow that resonated with us. Somehow watching the Disney animatronics was like, yeah, that's cool.
More of that, please.
And the whole vaudeville thing. And to be fair,
It's so creepy in the theater. Oh my god. It's all around.
oh, Abraham Lincoln. Hall of Presidents.
I don't think
Franklin
you know what's-
Delano Roosevelt.
I think what's great is that our ambitions, at least David and mine, they're not fulfilled in any sort of capacity. Our final vision of Steam Powered Giraffe has not been reached.
No, yeah.
We need to make it bigger. We want to get it bigger. We want to get it better.
But the journey, we're still reveling in the journey.
Right.
We understand that it takes time to do anything, and that's kind of what we do, is kind of aim it towards the direction we want and see what happens.
Nice.
It's been fulfilling. It's been fulfilling. I mean, early on, we did actually have someone who came by and said, like, some ridiculous things that in hindsight feel like, how are we so gullible? This guy just saw us in the park and said, like, I want to get you on these top shows and all this stuff, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. Never came through, but for a while we're like, why is he lying to us?
That's what people do. They see something they like, they're like, I can help. Like, let me help you. It's like, you can't help me, man. Get out of here. What are you gonna do? If you can help me, you would already be helping me.
Right.
You would already be saying something that is relevant to what I'm like. Oh, my cousin is a no, he's not. Shut up.
I think every band has that moment. And then it's just the persistence. It's like, what is?
Yeah.
Why are you going on with this when nothing is happening?
We were kind of pushovers when we started.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think it put into our mind that
I'm a pushover all
we
the
kind
time.
of wanted that.
What?
We wanted it.
I'm not a pushover. I'm not strong. I'm so strong.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun time. No. Finally, we got some comedy in the air.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, it's been amazing. It's been all. There's nothing. I wouldn't do it any other way. I say that about most things in my life. I don't.
Well, that's good though. You should say that.
Well, I'm aware, and I'm aware of what I got myself into, you know, and I thought about it, and I said no a couple times.
Sure,
too,
yeah.
even. But I mean,
we're like, come on.
but you know,
Come on, Sam.
yeah.
And then I was like, there's a paycheck at the zoo, and you're like, well.
Well, it's, you know, and it's mostly like even though I love performing, and I mean, performing's like the best feeling, but I'm an introvert, you know, and I like that I can just come out and have this burst of here I am, and then go away. Or
I mean,
even
I feel
at
that's
shows,
us too. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I can't even order like food in front of someone. You know what I mean?
Well,
you do order a lot of food to come here. I noticed.
Online? If I don't have to interact, like I go to the bank and I just have the most awkward
well,
conversation.
see, I've learned that everything is a performance. So even at the cash register, you're like, someone's like, hey, how's your day? Well,
great.
Let me tell you.
Yeah,
it just feels weird to me. It's
How
like,
about that presidential election, huh? Oh boy, oh boy. Blah, 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 blah.
Small talk.
how's
I'm
the weather?
in it for the smile sometimes. You know, like to catch a smile every once in a while. Like, I legit, what I like to do is just say something random. Like, you know, how's your say something that's off color that makes people say, oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're a human. Yeah.
Oh, human being's talking to me? Like, oh, that's great.
No, that's good. You know, some people really tune into that. I feel John Sprague and Michael Reed were super great at that. Like, and as Bunny and I are like, don't hurt me, you're a stranger. And that's literally how I go through my life. Like, I feel that we have anxiety because, you know, we're not sheltered,
better,
but when we go on stage, it's like, it's fine. Or when we're in front of fans, like, it's like, oh, these are people that
family
are safe.
almost.
They're family, so it's like, it's a relief. But
I get that.
I don't know. We come from a different upbringing.
Yeah.
Very.
We went to public school and we were like picked on like all the time. So
It wasn't a very warm household.
Sorry.
no, we didn't have a warm household either. But yeah, Sam, we went to high school together. So
Yeah, way to go, Sam. Jerk.
no,
You
Sam.
see the little poofy
The
faces
biggest
just wanna
bully.
punch
Yeah.
Sam got me to learn guitar. Like I had guitar, but I couldn't do anything. And then you kind of like
What
said,
it is, but
you got to look up chords and tablature. And I'm like, okay. So Sam like inspired me to like.
You like
start
those
learning guitar.
cranberries? Let's become cranberries.
I did. I wanted to learn the Cranberries zombie song.
zombie.
Yeah, like that.
I feel like they got another song in there, right?
I feel like
Right?
that's Jurassic Park.
What? Yeah, of course
Do
they
they?
have other songs.
Yeah, do they? I don't know.
They had a lot of anti-drug songs.
You know what I always thought?
Yeah.
I always thought the
They're
cranberries
anti-war,
were the
yeah.
zombies but the zombies are awesome. Zombies are awesome, right? The zombies is what I think about?
That's different than the Cranberries.
Who's not there?
Oh, yeah, the old one.
That's zombies, man. That's right. I always thought they were this. I always get them confused, but they're very different.
Not the way she looked and the way she had the color of her hair.
Dude, they're a cool band.
I don't remember them.
Oregon,
People are tired of zombie video games, but I don't care.
I get tired of zombies. I'm getting tired of zombies on TV, but like zombie video games, never.
Walking Dead can take a hike.
I just watch. It's just like Lost. Like I watch the first 2 seasons of Walking Dead. I watch the first 3 seasons of Lost, and then it's just garbage time after that. It's like basketball garbage time. Sorry.
You never finished Lost?
No, I watched it, but like if someone's like, oh, I really want to watch Lost, I'd be like, yeah, stop at the 3rd season. You're good. Like everything else that happens is just confusing and it won't make sense. You're just as well.
I felt that the first season. What are we talking about? I thought the first season dragged because that was like a time when they they didn't really understand like how to pace something, and they were like the first season and the second season just went on forever.
But they're so interesting.
And then when they had an ending, it was like bam, and then like okay.
Yeah, but they did. Do they
There's
have an
a lot
ending?
of drag out.
Did they? They were just like,
I stopped watching.
and then it ends.
About season 5, I was like,
I finally watched all of it like the last thing.
And
never
a
watched an
couple
episode of
seasons.
it.
It's tough. It doesn't have the pacing.
We'll
of
stop
modern
at
stuff.
season 3 and it'll be all right.
It's pretty decent.
I
for
think
what
Lost
it
is impressive because it gets close to that feeling you feel when you read a really good book.
Yeah, totally.
And that's like
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the first shows that was like, whoa, this they're doing everything like everything that you could wherein like anything can happen. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, anything can happen. There's no precedent.
And the imagination too. It was like,
Yeah.
where is this island? What is it? Had this whole
And the characters are so many layers, and it's just like reading a crazy.
Did it turn out
book.
they were in limbo, or
I wish it did.
No spoilers in the show.
No spoilers.
I don't know.
Well, it's been out forever. Without spoiling too much, because it is pretty complicated when you look at it. But basically, like the last episode is they're all dead pretty much, and they're all meeting in heaven.
life.
And the
Or
Langoliers
whatever.
come.
They don't really say heaven. It's
Well,
just
because he's a J.J. Abrams, always every show he does is a multiverse. Even the Star Trek, he was like multiverse.
But
He
no,
loves
but yeah, it's a
multiverse.
multiverse. There is an island,
Universe.
and it is real, but it's definitely not like in the physical realm.
all I know is that J.J. Abrams loved his monsters that have like these segmented mouths.
Yeah,
Star Trek.
totally.
Did he do Star Wars?
Yeah, he did Star Wars.
Yeah, and Star Wars and Cloverfield.
Super 8.
Yeah,
Well,
Super
yeah.
8. It's like it's always the same monster. It's like constantly.
Call Guillermo, all right? I need some new
yeah,
monster
yeah.
creations, all right?
Yeah.
No, his monster. He's got this. They're initially scary. The idea of them, but once you see them, you're like, I feel like that's what he's going for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah, he's got some good ones in there.
got $1 million
He's got
Oh, he's probably got more than that.
And he's kicking it with, what's his face?
today. He
Super
made
Mario?
$1 million.
Nintendo dude?
What's his name? Hideo Kojima.
Is it? Yeah. They're trying to make a game
Super
together.
Mario?
Which looks dope.
Wait,
Does look
what?
pretty cool.
Are you joking?
I would love it if
dude.
Hideo Kojima made a Mario game.
No, Guillermo del Toro and the
Miyamoto?
guy who made Mario.
You're saying a bunch of names now.
And
Middle guy,
Morgan Freeman. J.J. Abrams. Matt
Yes.
Stone and Trey Parker. Madonna.
But you know, yeah, Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima, right?
Yes.
I didn't know J.J. Abrams was involved in there.
J.J.
What, Death Stranding? Is that?
Multiverse.
No, he put Kojima in the little alien that pops up in Star Wars that says Kojima.
Oh, I never saw that.
The new Star Wars, not Rogue One.
I
but
don't
the other
remember.
I don't remember
have you
either.
seen Rogue One?
I saw Rogue
Yeah, I
One.
saw
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Pacific Rim 2.
That's Guillermo.
I know.
Yee.
Steve Negretti. That's gonna be his next.
There's only one Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Atlantic Rim.
Now there's
They found another one. And the only cure is more giant robots.
It's such a stupid movie, but it has some great moments.
Dude, the fight scenes are awesome
love it.
in it.
That's-
It's way better than Transformers.
There's some really artsy
I
stuff
will
in
give
there.
it-
And
I'll
great
give it that.
music.
I'll give it
I
that.
love it. I love that.
The acting, there's a few good actors.
Even
in
the-
there.
Has no one seen Neon Genesis Evangelion? Neon Genesis?
No.
Oh my god.
Is that an anime?
Yes. It's like the best mech thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so like, I don't even want to.
Better than Big O.
What's it
It's
called?
the reason why I think Pacific Rim is complete trash. Because if you watch Evangelion, Neon Genesis, or whatever it's called, I can't remember the name of
See,
it.
now that's going to be difficult.
It is difficult. It's
I'll
worth.
never find it out.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the charm.
Yeah.
But man, it is so like emotional and awesome, and all the stuff that I can't. Other mech stuff I can't even take seriously.
I think Pacific Rim.
I know it's like a popcorn.
Well, it's also like a love letter or kind of a genre film. It's kind of taking these things that a lot of us grew up with,
Yeah.
like remember from Godzilla and stuff, and kind of putting a
I just-
modern spin on it. But it's corny and kind of weird. But
It just wasn't. It just was. I don't want to talk about it.
it's just
I know I'm in the minority, so
that a movie like that could be
upset
made
people,
even in this kind of it's like Legendary took a chance with this weird film that's it has some tropes in it, but really the main character is the woman. They just have this guy who can't do an American accent, the white lead, but really it's all about her and Idris Elba.
Yeah, she was great. And
He
Idris
was
Elba's
great.
my homie,
Yeah.
man. I love
He's in
that
the
guy.
Dark
He was
Tower.
James
James Bond.
in the whole
Make
movie.
him James
Oh, yeah.
Bond.
Oh.
Make him James Bond.
Wait, he's the freaking gunslinger in the upcoming Dark Tower series.
What?
He could play anything.
I'm still reading
guys.
The Dark Tower, but I've gotten through the first 2 books.
Oh, it's great. So what happens?
Wait, have you read it all?
Yeah.
Have you read them all? No, I haven't read them all.
Okay, I just had to make sure.
What?
I'm a huge Dark Tower.
I'm not gonna let him down. I'm not gonna.
Wait, have you read it?
No, I read him. I read him. No. Well,
He's
let's
great
get
in the
on
new
with
Star
it.
Trek.
Yeah.
I'll save all. I don't want to ask any questions that fans are going to ask because I'm sure Chelsea has like, what's your favorite book? What's your favorite colors? What's your favorite
Yeah,
animal?
Oh, should we do the questions now? That seems.
Yeah, what's your favorite book? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite animal?
Speaking of,
Black, black, black.
what are Sam and Brian's favorite books? No, that's one of the questions.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do you read?
I love the Lord of the Rings. If that's
I gotta read those. I read the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I freaking loved it.
It's like a history book.
Have you read all of them?
Well, yeah.
It's like a
Oh,
Bible.
yeah.
Silmarillion?
I've got
Crazy
the. Oh, Silmarillion?
Bible.
No, I've read all the Lord of the Rings though.
Oh, really?
I gotta read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I got a little Lord of the Rings Bible that I carry around with me.
Like, oh, what should I do? What should I do, Gandalf?
Let me read Sam and Frodo walking through the forest for the next 8 chapters. There's like 8 chapters of them, like, and then they were walking, and Sam saw a mulberry bush. Now Sam had a mulberry bush back in his father's graveyard. His father was a great guy, a great hobbit. No.
You're going to fit in good because Chelsea is also a huge Lord of the Rings buff.
Really? Yeah. And I also really like Michael Crichton. Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
Westworld? He wrote the Westworld
Sphere.
movie.
I
movie
love
back in the day.
God, so good.
Sphere's
I
good.
gotta read
Yeah.
Westworld actually. Yeah.
Jurassic
Well,
Park.
yeah,
the book is sick.
for Westworld, he wrote the script for the thing, and then he wrote the adaptation
For the movie?
for the book.
Yeah, he was.
So
He
it was
directed
like-
it too. It was his
Yeah.
only director.
And then
Wow.
then he came out with Jurassic Park. So it's like, oh, Westworld's just Jurassic Park with cowboys. Like, no, it's the other way
Yeah,
around.
he's kind of got that down.
park.
It's like the theme park madness, dude. He's like, you're not sure if you really like him, and things go wrong.
It resonates so well with children. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's
like
a lot of it's honestly it's like these kind of pulpy scenarios for kids almost taken to this like very sci-fi, very adult place, which is great. Which is exactly what kind of like what Steam Powered Giraffe does, like this kind of cartoon aesthetic, but with real emotions and stuff and real artistry.
it's
put
like the
into
new
it.
Star Wars films.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be for kids, but not anymore.
Here's my thing about
There's
A lot of
nostalgia.
sex in the new one.
don't make a movie for kids. Make a movie for people, and then the kids will enjoy it. Because
Yeah.
you make a movie for kids, you
Yeah.
alienate everybody else,
Yeah.
and you make those kids stupid because
Well,
you made a stupid movie.
kids aren't stupid. Kids are not
They
stupid.
get it. Kids get
Yeah.
it. You know.
That's why Pixar's films, so many of them are so popular.
yeah,
and they work so
because
well.
they're good on so many different levels.
Yeah.
Especially
you know?
Cars and Cars 2. Just
Oh, there's a Cars 3 coming out. Come on.
Yeah, you don't like them either?
I hate them.
To
They're
Cars
the
credit,
worst.
See, we
to
picked
Cars
a good-
credit,
They're
even
the
though
worst.
even though we're not a fan of Cars, to its credit, it has a decent story.
It's you're right. You're right.
just
It's
talking cars.
it's still better than some of the crappier
Right.
kids
I love
movies.
those Chevron commercials back in the day. Those were
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Cars for me.
Wasn't that done by
That's what I
Urban
like, all right?
Entertainment? I'm pretty sure. The animation studio that does Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, yeah?
Because they have
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
mouth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The Australian,
What? Yeah.
Chicken Run.
just like
Good old mate.
oval
I want
mouth.
to know what Brian's favorite video game is.
What is Brian's favorite
Brian plays
video
video
I
game?
think I'm going to like this answer.
Really?
We talked about this a
Yeah,
little
yeah. My favorite video game of all time is probably Spider-Man 2. It's like
Oh,
my favorite.
yeah.
It's my
PlayStation
favorite.
1?
Cool.
Spider-Man
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, PlayStation 2. Spider-Man
PlayStation 2, okay.
Yeah.
That was the first open world, like, web swinging one.
It's so much fun, and I buy all the Spider-Man games like it's gonna be anywhere near it. It never is. It's always
No,
just
they're all
like
garbage.
thrown together.
Yeah.
But I really like sandbox games, Assassin's Creed-ish. For like 15 minutes. And then I'm like,
Wow.
"Ugh." I really like sandbox games. I'm not too big into first-person shooters because they get boring to me. I feel like it's a lot of point and shoot. And I can get down with RPGs as long as there's like Mass Effect style where I can actually
Yeah.
have some sort of gameplay. Because if I'm sitting there throwing people, throw
So,
a rock at them.
Your favorite.
I say Spider-Man.
Right, for now.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man 2, okay, wow.
Favorite
Holy
video
crap.
game. Yeah, very simple, very stupid video game.
No, it's
but
great. That's a
so
great
much
video
fun.
game. I like it.
You're
So much fun.
Spider-Man.
You're
It doesn't matter.
Spider-Man, and you're swinging
It's
around.
done really well. Did
It's
you play
so
it?
much
It's
fun.
like Arkham Asylum. I was
Dude,
like, wow, I'm
The
Batman
Batman
for the first
games
time.
the fighting system. I wish that Spider-Man, they tried to do it, but
Yeah.
Spider-Man needs to adapt a bit of that fighting
I
system.
played PS1 Spider-Man games.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
not
play
as good.
the new one,
PS2
the new
The
Spider-Man.
new one that's coming out looks really good.
That might
It's
be
from the
good.
guys that did Electric Guy.
Yeah, the infamous.
Infamous, thank you.
Infamous, yeah.
So they kind of already have the
Which
they
is
have
cool.
their
That's the
system
open
down.
world stuff. Wasn't there?
You shocked me, Infamous.
Not again.
It burns and tickles at the same time.
But cool, and you have new Mass Effect coming out too.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go back to some questions about just?
Yeah, you can shoot us
the
whatever you
languages and
think is
Yeah,
good.
sure.
Okay, I'm going to start because I've got a lot here. Oliver Kirkland asks, how hard is it to integrate a new member into the band? With all the lore and stuff, it must take a while to get the lore updated.
Can everyone hear?
I don't even know.
No, let's just repeat it.
Let's
All I-
repeat
The
it.
question was how difficult is it to integrate a new member in the band with all the lore and stuff. It used to be really hard.
Yeah.
Like during like Upgrade, John's departure, we really didn't know what to do. I was trying to get this comic going, and we kept losing members, and I had to like go back and change all the art, and like I mean, there was like
2 years in between each one, but still, that's still a lot. That's still quite quick.
I would say that. I mean, this has been probably one of the better. So when I think I told the band that I was interested in not being Hatchworth anymore after we got back from Europe, I think.
Yeah, that was like the. Well, I mean, we've been.
So however long it took.
You've been talking about it for a while, but that was the first time that you told us. Like, yeah.
Well, obviously I had been thinking about it for myself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm done. Okay.
So it's been a relatively.
I'm out of here. Don't call me anymore.
It's been like what, 3 months? It hasn't been a long time. I mean, we've gotten a lot done, which is impressive.
On top of doing our normal stuff too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we got a good system. Like it was first couple times it was hard, but obviously training and stuff is pretty intensive.
But I mean, it's kind of I guess as far as lore goes, like it's kind of in there that robots. Peter A. Walter can build any number of robots, and he has built robots, and so there's
when Hatchworth came in. I remember David and I sat down and we talked about it, and we couldn't really agree on anything until we finally just. There has to be an unlimited amount of robots.
Yeah.
There has to be this army of robots backing the main three.
Yeah, because we can't assume that everyone's going to be around.
And that's great for fan bots too, because fan bots, fans could integrate themselves with the story.
Yeah, so there is an army of robots. Some are in Walter Manor. There's also these lead ones. We actually talked about it. We never really said anything, but there's the lead robots, and we were thinking that they actually control like
hive mind-ish?
Like units, like maybe like a 10 here and 10 there. We never really did anything with that, but it's kind of cool to think about like in a video game. If you ever wanted to do that. Wink, wink. You have the lead robots, that are all cool, and then the drones that follow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so we kind of engineered it now that we can bring in robots, we can take them out, they can come back.
Plus it's so. I mean, if you read the, I don't know if you read the bio that we have.
Yes, I did.
Because we obviously.
but
like it's so absurd that it works.
Yeah,
like my favorite thing is floaty time, and you drag, and you're like, because it's like, and you brought, but and his only possession the boat, but then you dragged it, and it tore up all the pavement and the. That's so great. Yeah,
that's something I would do too.
Like I like that absurdity of it. It's like, but if you start thinking about it seriously, like, oh, realistic, like, well, how did that happen with it? Like, but as a cartoon show, it's like
I just want to like put an image of like me doing each of these activities, like, me buying a book by myself.
I like the idea that the record company that bought all the rights up and we had to change everything had like some sort of mind control device that like blinked everyone's memory of him.
That's so bizarre.
Being a Steam Powered Giraffe or something. Just something ridiculous because none of it makes sense.
I guess essentially what it is when there is a lineup change. Very seldom there is, but it's kind of an opportunity to kind of expand and figure out and sort out what it is. So it kind of helps in a way too.
Because first and foremost, we're a band that performs live, and then everything else is secondary. But just because the lore can change, and if we were writing books and novels and comics as the main thing, then maybe the act would have to adjust to that, but it's basically all that other stuff has to adjust to what we're doing in the live show.
And we did just start setting up like the comic, but we're not going to go back and change anything. I don't think. It's just we're just going to build on top of it. I mean, Hatchworth will be around. He's
and plus we have video, we have albums with all this stuff. I mean, we never. Everything else is like we never really started with the John in the comic and stuff. We never had Upgrade in the comic. It was like
never got there.
We never got there when they were in the band. So we don't. We never.
Yeah, unfortunately, the comic's like on the lowest priority for everything else because it's a lot of work. It could be its own thing.
That's why I've been doing I've been gravitating towards like Red Core just to tell Rabbit's story that's not going to change too much. The backstory of her or. The little tidbit comics that we kind of did last year.
I only did one.
Nibbles.
I'd love to do more of those because it's just kind of like off-the-cuff little sketches, rather than like a whole narrative. But whatever,
But we do have the Hatchworth and Blue Ghost. That was like that was really cool. A few pages of a finished thing.
It was like just like the a day before my first show. Like that's the story it told. Very simple, basic.
It'd be cool to do like a 0 one-shot comic. That'd be cool.
Sure.
We'll see.
What else questions we got?
Good question.
Will Zero be getting an intro song akin to Hatch Fever?
Zero Fever.
Zero Fever.
Well, the question was, will Zero be getting an intro song?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was just repeating it.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. We don't know yet. Definitely not in Hatch Fever.
We're just replacing Hatch
Yeah.
Fever with Zero.
Zero Fever.
Like, we're not that creative. We're just going to replace it. No,
It's the same song. It's just the lyrics are slightly changed.
Yeah. So I mean, I got some material that I've got in my repertoire that David and Bunny have listened to, and so we're going to try to integrate some of that kind of stuff, but definitely not a Hatch Fever song right off the bat.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing
that was your idea. And
yeah, I was the only schmuck who's writing intro songs.
But no, it worked out well, I thought.
And I wrote the Ghost Spine Go. That wasn't anything. That was just let's make fun of David.
But it's fun. It's so much fun.
The thing is, like, Hatch Fever was real fun. It remains like one of my favorite songs to play live. But like after playing it for so long, it's like how long are we gonna keep introducing Hatchworth every show?
Oh, 4 years. Like,
4 years. Everyone knows
I know what the gift is already. Right? Just, why are you rapping it anymore? Just let it out.
In the same vein, will you be doing the intro videos? Will you be
Oh, the Walter Robotics intro video.
Will we be doing any intro videos?
I think if we did, because we had the one we did shot 3 at like a few years ago where it's just like introducing Hatchworth, Rabbit, and the Spine. We had those going. But if we did it again for this, we'd probably shoot all 3 new ones.
Yeah, because not only has the Walter Robotics logo changed to the new sleek blade-looking one, it's also just like my makeup's changed. You never really got a proper one.
You have better equipment.
Yeah, mine's Rabbit.
Yeah,
mine's Rabbit in the.
But yes, I think we want to do all of that, and we're definitely going to prioritize getting Bryan some original songs to sing on stage because. It's going to be a little...
Because we don't need to be singing that many songs.
Right. For the first couple shows, it's going to be a little different.
It's going to be a lot of Spine and Rabbit. But you got some parts.
Absolutely.
It was similar when...
Oh, yeah, he's got the harmonies, and he's got the bass.
Yo!
Some bits.
We're giving him some stuff that I think we wanted to give you, too, but we never did. I don't know.
I guess it's funny because I was forced to play drums for the band, and you were forced to play bass that you didn't previously play before.
Yeah, but it's like... cool because I'm digging it. It's like one of my favorite instruments.
Oh my god,
I've ever.
Drums was so fun. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like drums is a fun instrument.
I guess Bennett's no best.
Like it.
Bryan's really good at the piano though too. So
you are,
We're thinking about
musical ability.
giving him the guitar.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I started learning like mandolin and bass a while back. We just never had a use for it because we already had like so many people that could play it. So I think now it's like a great time for me to pick up the bass.
If Bryan
totally
plays guitar in the future, like we could
Sure.
easily pick it up. Yeah.
If you get a bass and a little amp and you're sitting in your room,
we have a practice bass.
Just like 2 or 3 notes and just start. It's so. The bass is such a wonderful instrument.
We're gonna do it, and we got to get that mandolin in too because that's been like.
Do you guys have a mandolin?
Yeah, we
do.
We took it in.
We use it in all the most
we take it in?
Now it's playable.
It's playable now.
Yeah.
You used to just be in the background.
We used it for a few albums. 2 or 3 songs.
I was learning it for Steamboat Shenanigans, but we just never. We took away that song. We're like, okay, well, that was
But it's tough when you have big hands. It's really tough to play.
I know.
I can only play 2. I can only play 2-finger chords.
We're gonna need another mandolin.
My God, just 2 mandolins together.
I'm excited. It's a lot of cool stuff. You know, when you came in, you might have had Hatch Fever, but you didn't have, or maybe not even.
Please Explain was a song I wrote before I was even a robot.
Yeah.
But on your first show, did you have any original songs?
Yeah, we did Hatch Fever, which is Yomicon. Yeah,
we prioritized Hatch Fever, so we had the one.
I think we had one, yeah.
So
makes sense.
It'll grow. Zero will get a repertoire.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you that song. I keep on saying like I'm gonna do it, but I don't.
I heard
I will.
Preview.
It
sounds amazing.
We're already
It sounds
light years
amazing.
ahead. We've already started working on the next album.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have a choice.
No, yeah.
Your life is
You know, I actually didn't start composing until I heard the announcement. So it's like it's just fresh in my mind. Like what is the next sound for the next album and stuff
rap
because
and hip-hop.
Straight to rap.
But no, it's like just hearing that and just now I have the very base beginnings of songs. So I'm like, okay, now let's work together, see how we come together.
There's a lot of change is painful, but it also sparks stuff too.
Yeah,
so
totally.
So you're welcome.
Sorry for yawning. Everyone's seen me yawn.
Did we bore you? Is that?
Let's have another question, if there are any.
We obviously know, but just for everyone watching, will Fancy Shoes and Sam's other songs be retired from the live set now?
Yeah, retire is a good word for it. It's not that we don't want to play.
We got to repeat the question.
Sorry, we keep forgetting.
Yeah.
The question was.
Usually I'm the one that does that all the time.
They can?
Yeah.
They can hear you. They can hear her.
Oh, they can hear.
Okay.
But yeah, basically, Sam's songs that he sings lead on will be retired because it doesn't feel right to. Oh, okay, now I get to sing Fancy Shoes. I
really want to sing Fancy Shoes.
Right, there's Fancy Shoes.
I'm not gonna take your songs.
It's just that we have enough other songs that it would be kind of weird to, you know.
I mean, I still miss Juju Magic to this day. It was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
fun
Oh,
to play.
yeah.
The live version was so much better than the album.
Oh my God, Juju Magic was so fun.
But we can't play it. It's
Well,
just we could.
And Make Believe.
But why
fun
would we?
too.
Why would we? It's out of respect to the performers who.
I get that.
Plus, and we got our own stuff.
Well,
you know?
I think it's good that there's gonna, like I said, like it's gonna create maybe a little bit of a vacuum, and you guys will be like, well, we need a song that has similar energy, and that's honestly, Fancy Shoes was taking this old idea, but it kind of replaced that energy from Juju Magic maybe a little bit.
Exactly.
It's like a fun dance
So
song.
you know, you'll fill it out in time. But yes, they're gone.
In time.
I guess I could bring them back and play them at some point.
You can play them. You can go see Sam Hears.
Yeah.
We do have. I mean,
It's like
we're working.
Fancy
We are working on. I think we're still working on it's very slowly a live.
Oh yeah, we got the YouTube concert that we filmed a few months ago, and it's gonna take me a while because I'm one person, but
We wanted to do that.
3 songs in.
We shot that before we knew Sam was leaving, but it's perfect to kind of take a snapshot of what the act was.
When it comes out in 2018,
it'll be very confusing.
It's lacking some of the stuff like smoke and some of the pacing's a little iffy, but it's pretty good. Like the sound quality's really nice.
It's a nice snapshot of what we were doing. We were all sick that day, so it's a good snapshot of how we performed sick.
They still sound good though, so it's alright.
Yeah, you can sing some.
Especially after the auto-correcting.
Oh no, I'm mixing some of the stuff like I'm replacing a lot of the guitar too. It didn't pick up very well.
Oh, well.
But that's just how it happens. So, so some of that guitar is re-recorded.
Let's have another question.
How did you decide on the design and name for Zero?
Ooh.
This is a good question.
That's a good question.
So we had a
Well,
few ideas.
it's kind of a tradition for the leaving member to decide all this stuff as they exit.
It's like, that's a zero.
So.
Let's put name him Zero. He's nothing.
So the first concept I had, and this was before we knew who we had. I was like, there was this design, a 1930s robot with a boater hat and these big ol' pants of the time, and his
Butter hat?
Like
a boater hat.
Boater
like a straw. It's like a straw hat.
Okay.
Like I'm sailing along.
Oh, cool.
Night. So he was kind of cool. He's been a design that I've had.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just in the pipeline. So I was working on him, and I just kind of labeled the concept art Skippy. And I thought like Skippy would be a great peanut butter name, but it's not. It's terrible.
That's a great name.
It's not a bad name. Yeah.
Skippy over here.
When Bryan came on, I don't know if we had a couple ideas, but I'm not sure.
Well, you can't. You had the drawing first with the Zoot Suit stuff, and that was so cool.
I love the
And it was
Zoot
like,
Suit.
well, that's perfect. Don't need to touch that ever again. And then I had a bunch of really stupid names that I came. I was just like, here's some weird robot-y names, and David was like, "Oh yeah, that's a character already. That's something already. That's something already too."
What were some of them? There was like junkyards.
Oh, Junkyard. That was like my
Pockets.
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 Just because I thought it was funny, as I was giant.
Well, we put some thought into it, and yeah, obviously Zero's a name that's been used in
Mega Man, a dog, A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, Borderlands.
Well, Spine's a body part and Rabbit is an animal.
But yeah, so that was kind of the deciding factors. When we did Hatchworth, it was kind of more like here's a proper name, and now it's robotized. And I guess we wanted, because before, like, John never came up with a name, and so we just started calling him John, like, during the act, because he never had a name.
Yeah.
And that's how it turned. It was the Spine, the John, and then that was just funny. And Upgrade was like a generic robot name, I guess. And not that those were bad, but we kind of looked at, like, what we had. And mine was from a username when I was a kid, so that's where I kind of spawned it.
And I was a big fan of 8 Mile. No. Yeah, same thing. I went by like Bunny or Rabbit. So
I loved it. It was just really sparked my interest in life.
we came up with Zero. I don't know who threw it out, but
I think it was David.
Well, yeah, because
who threw it out.
we were thinking about I'm a body part. You're a rabbit, and it was I wanted it to be. It's got to be like tea kettle or or pockets. Pockets would have worked, right?
Pockets might have worked.
Pockets was great.
But,
Elbow.
Yeah, elbow.
Wait, we have a list.
Kneecap.
Oh my gosh, we could read the list.
Read the list.
Get that.
Butt
Keep going.
pipe was one of them.
But
But no, but the idea. So I was thinking like, oh, it would be zinc and I was thinking of ZeroNet because Z is so cool.
Yeah.
And it just once you said it, that was it.
And it also is
that
like,
was it,
it's going to play into maybe some bits and stuff because it's kind of stereotypical robots, ones and zeros.
Yeah.
It's
But
like,
it's good. I looked it up. Zero. It's like to spell out zero is it's a good amount of ones and zeros. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Here's some robot names. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are jokes. Okay, here they are. Hobart. Jack Bolt, which I really like.
I like Jack Bolt too.
Yeah, Hobart.
What the heck's a Jack?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Dalton.
Yeah, that's see.
Delmare.
That's what I was like.
Otis. Corbin. Orville. Cyril. Ollie. Buford. Cyril. That's Cyril.
Cyril twice. Cyril again with an S.
Ellie.
How'd you like?
Cereal.
How'd you like it after hearing those other names?
Fred Bolt. Doyle.
Fred Bolt.
Morton. Lyle. Cecil. Cyril.
These are all like
Victor Haywood.
These are all 1930s names.
Lyle.
Roland. Roland. Cyril.
Lyle would have been a good one.
Carson.
And now here's Lyle. Hey guys. Oh God, Lyle. Worst.
Felton. Feltron.
Feltron. No, that can't be one.
It almost like Deltron, right?
Deltron 3000.
Yeah.
Belton. No, Benton. Belton is not one that's in here, but it should be. Boltson. Boltwell. Bolton.
Yeah, I remember it was a bunch of Bolt names.
Butt pipe.
My middle name is Butt Pipe. Zero Butt Pipe.
Boltington, Pockets, Junkyard, Zero. There's the winning one. Zinc, Zip, Zeph, Zephyrus, Zen, and Zing.
You got stuck on those Z's, yeah.
Well, it was like let's start big and cast our net. So there was definitely
We did not do that for Hatchworth.
because it was like it was just that's never been done before.
Wow, that's crazy.
In my brain, I came up
Googling
with
it.
Hatchworth as well, or like Hatchet or something like that. I was like, "What about Hatchet? Oh, Hatchworth. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Come on, Brian.
What about the John? Damn it.
Oh, great. I know it. This'll work, guys.
Backbone.
Oh, dang it.
The costume-wise, we got something that stands in, but what I noticed is that we didn't get the zoot suit look. We didn't get it because the pants are not.
Yeah.
They need to be higher.
To be fair, your first costume was
bought on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
so this one's a little step ahead, but we
gotta work on it.
But like most of our costumes, they're going to evolve over time.
Yeah.
I love the Mohawk. I love the Mohawk.
Thanks to
Everyone wants
No one has a
wires. Everyone wants the wires
They
in
want
the
wires
frame.
or to wear the hat.
Yeah, hats. That's not gonna happen. My head's too big for a hat.
Also, I love the chain. I like the chain.
I love the chain.
With
I
the
love
story, it makes
Yeah.
it so
Makes
much
super
cooler.
sense.
It
I don't
makes it so
know.
much cooler.
I
If it
never
means
used to
something
Because
to
it's
you,
just
it's
he's like it's like a chain arm,
Okay.
It's like it's part of his body.
Got a word.
Which is it's like a war. Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, absolutely. Get a mace on it.
Brian really likes the chain.
I do. I totally wear a chain and like every.
Isn't that your chain too?
It's totally my chain. And it's,
It's heavy. It's heavy.
yeah. Oh yeah, man. I always every time I perform, I wear it for some.
It's amazing. I love it. I love
So
the
if you want to
reason.
go see that chain, you should check out the routine.
Ooh, I'll let you wear it for like 2 seconds, but it's heavy.
It's kind of like anti what's it called? Anti-bling. It's
Yeah,
like instead
totally.
of wearing like some sort of gold gaudy thing, it's
Yeah.
just like a chain.
It's
that
heavy
is
and rusty
used-
and
yeah.
like just
I love
kind of
it. I love
nasty.
it.
I love it.
when I go into like the venues that I'm playing at, they're like, "Sir, you can't come in there with that chain." I'm like, "Oh, I'm singing." "Oh, it's okay. Go ahead." Like, "Oh, you're singing? I can bring it whenever I want. I'm singing. It's fine."
This is just so I teeth on it.
Yeah. "Sir, don't bring that knife. Oh, I'm singing." "Oh, go ahead. Yeah, bring it. Go ahead."
Hopefully it fits in luggage because it's heavy.
That's right. I'll bring it. I'll wear it.
Oh, it's a real chain. It's metal.
It's a real chain.
I
Yeah,
thought it was plastic.
Everyone thinks that, and then they pick it up. It's like, oh, like when I put it on the chair next to, like in my driver's seat, like it tells me to put a seatbelt on it. It's like, this is heavy. This must be a child.
Have you flown with it before?
No.
So people they might confiscate it.
No, it's cool. We can pack it in the
Interesting.
luggage.
Yeah, I'll put it in my whatever.
Well, if it gets too heavy for you,
Check.
whatever.
We'll check.
They got
Maybe we can look
plastic
into a
chains.
plastic one in case.
All right. Here's your chain back.
All right.
I like it.
We'll put it in the check luggage.
Okay.
I think
They
it's so
won't care.
cool. Basically, if
Hey, what does it weigh? 10 pounds? No, we'll see.
If Steam Powered Giraffe was like an Overwatch style game, Brian's character would be Roadhog.
Oh yeah, totally.
Or if he was Heroes of the Storm, he'd be Stitches.
Totally.
Who would I be?
You don't play Overwatch?
Gosh, who would you be?
I don't know.
You have a chest cannon. I don't know what you would be.
Oh.
You'd be Chest Kenny.
Maybe you'd be like an artillery
Rochesto.
character. I
Never
don't know.
mind.
You'd be like a. Gosh, what's his name?
It's cool. Next
Bastion.
question.
You do Bastion.
Bastion. Okay.
Right? I don't know.
The robot.
I don't play the game because I don't like competitive, but co-op or nothing. It's all for everyone's working together.
Let's have another question.
That's what I like.
Okay, will Sam still work with the band in the future on things like album covers or posters, artwork in general? Or are you taking a step back? Or,
Sam.
We haven't really talked about it.
Could
but-
be.
Well, I said that I didn't want to be Hatchworth, but yes, I'm totally, I'm gonna keep doing art until I lose my hands. So, and I've learned, goddamn, Steam Powered Giraffe really, I learned so much about making art. So, of course, it's easy. I can sit at home and do it.
Yeah.
If they'll have me, and
yeah.
no, I'm not in a rush, but if they need help with something, I think it's just another card in their pocket. What's
Good
the
to
word?
know. Good to know.
Yeah, is that the word?
there you go.
That's a good analogy.
I hate drawing, so we no.
But no, we
Drawing's painful.
You know, we use Gabby Gonzalez every once in a while too for coloring, help with comic and stuff. It's like, you know, we have.
Oh, I'm gonna need your help.
We have some we have people that we kind of source out to. Yeah, you never so. And that happens to Sam too. Even when you're in the band.
It would be an honor, but we'll see.
We have a lot of other things to focus on right now, but definitely.
We definitely have some footage of Hatchworth for a future music video he's gonna be in a future music video whenever we get that finished.
Cool.
And of course the YouTube concert. So it's kind of it's not a soft, it's a hard transition, but it's also a soft transition.
Yeah. Good question.
What kind of character title is Zero going to have? Like Spine is the stoic one, Rabbit is kind of the kooky one. What will his
That's what it says.
contribution?
The Spine, stoic. No, it doesn't. We have little sayings on our bios.
You know what I've noticed? The last show, maybe the last couple shows, Rabbit's been getting stupider. Like, just a little more
Slowly
back
but
to
surely.
the crazy roots. I haven't put any thought into it. I've just started.
I was a stoic one last year.
Yeah, you were.
So if I'm gonna basically absorb Hatchworth's craziness because there's no Hatchworth, I don't know. It depends on what you bring to the table. And we have.
Wait, what the heck was I? I don't even know.
Yeah.
You were like the childlike, naive one. I don't know. I thought.
Naive.
I don't
You were
know.
very
Was I?
innocent, but also, you got a wackiness to you.
I think the bit that sums it up best is where Bebop's talking about all the robots and how they have those problems, and like the Spine, and Rabbit's like, the first one gets
I'm
like
the likable
obvious.
one.
And yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the Spine's like, well, not every. Well, that's too bad, Rabbit. Not everyone can be
I
as
see,
well
yeah,
maintained
yeah.
as the Spine.
Yeah,
And then Bebop's like, and the Spine is terrible as well. And then like, oh, and then we're all angry and upset. And then we're like, yeah, what about Hatchworth? He sucks. He's the worst of us all. Happens on stage.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I like Hatchworth. And then you're like,
He's a nice guy.
He's like, yeah, buddy, we're going out for milkshakes after. And I think that kind of describes the character, right?
Yeah.
The dynamics. And then
The
we're like
buddy bot.
angry, like, well, we're going to start our own band. But you're just so like, but then I think it's that comedy, I don't know what it's called, but it's like, it's the routine where your character can't fail. Like we're the ones that are struggling to like, it's
been a bit of a blur. I think that it's obviously comes from you two, and your role will be defined as you guys
As it
progress.
gets-
Because, that's what it was for me.
it's the chemistry. It's how we butt heads on
We
stage.
have a launching off point that we've worked into the backstory that might influence.
Yeah, the way it goes.
But even Hatchworth changed from your first show to now. Like you kind of just figure it out as you go along. And our characters, we kind of started back when just like with four of us, John, Upgrade, and us. We kind of developed those just naturally.
Yeah.
Well, it changes show to show too, depending on what mood you're in. Like, there are some shows where I'm like, I don't want to do this one. I don't want to do this joke. And there's other shows like, oh yeah, I'm in.
We do switch the archetypes a lot. Sometimes Spine is the crazy one, and we're the more reserved ones.
Which is great. It's great to be able to
And
do
sometimes
that.
Spine just wants it, like the whole show.
Especially in the last show. That was like the last show. It was like, you were always so stoic there, and you're just like getting tired of these two other robots.
If I wasn't leaving the band, we would have fired you.
Wait, the last in Bakersfield?
Yeah, it was very classic. Like,
was I?
We're kind of giving you a hard time, and you're just like, get me out
I
of
thought
here.
I was a little more lighthearted than usual.
Really?
Maybe that's
I mean,
just
I don't know.
maybe that's just how I was feeling at the
Maybe I
time.
was just
Didn't
extra
read at
perceptive
all.
because it was the
Did
last
not
show.
You weren't there. You were playing your own show.
No,
How was your show? How was your show this
It
last
was
weekend?
awesome, man. The Saturday show we played in OB. It was really cool. I don't know.
Nice.
But yeah,
What do you want to plug?
things will. Well, nothing. I don't want to plug nothing. That's all good. But like, I was just,
You don't want a bunch of people showing up to your next show?
I mean, I play shows every weekend, so someone's gonna show up.
Well,
eventually.
I mean, like Steam Powered Giraffe fans who now want to wear your chain.
Come on down. Wear my chain. It's time to
I know you guys got to follow it. And I just mean, what about these other people that?
Yeah, man. Well, they can look at the website, man. We got a bunch of. I don't
routine.
know what's going on ever. I'm a day-to-day person. Like I barely knew about today, and I was like, wait a second. I got the podcast. I got David. Why are you doing it?
You'll fill my spot perfectly.
Yeah, good. good.
But no, we got links to like if you want to see what all Sam's follow stuff, go to our bio. The bio's on the websites. It has links on their social stuff.
Yeah.
There's like a routine.
They already do. They already know that,
You're
John.
right. Well, just in case. Cause
No, I seriously I have so many questions in my Tumblr ask box asking, what's the name of your act? And I'm like, you're at samhears.
You're there
Tumblr.
already.
I'm like, just
You
look.
made it.
Yeah.
I've always been Sam here
Yeah.
since before you joined the band.
Sam and the Hears.
Here's
And the overhears.
But yeah, next question. Sorry, I didn't want to.
Sam's where?
Which songs is Bryan looking forward to performing live the most? And do you have a favorite
Ooh.
SPG song?
Good song. Good question.
Pick your
I want to
choice.
know.
Nah.
Did I ask that question or?
All right, I'm gonna say the song I'm looking forward to most is probably Electricity. It's,
Oh, yeah?
It was the first song that I fell in love with.
Good song.
It's so good. It's so well done. I feel like it's so underrated. It is. I just feel like I'm like every time I look, I'm like, why are people clamoring for this song? It's so
You know what?
good.
Because we don't have a music video for it.
It was,
Anyway.
maybe.
it was really
Maybe.
fun. I got to go back and kind of tweak it for SteamWorld Heist.
Yeah.
You know, at the just make sure everyone liked it. But
Yeah.
it was so fun to go back because it just changes.
Yeah, it's so unique.
And it all goes together too. But it's just constantly changing and in a good way, in a very progressive way.
Yeah, and I almost feel like it's in my brain. I always felt like that was like almost like the awakening of the band. Like you woke up and you sang that song. Like that's just what I like. This always how I felt about it. I was always a big fan of On Top of the Universe. Back in the day, I don't know, man. You have a lot of good songs. Fire is really good. Rust with You, which isn't what it's called, but in my box it's called Rust with You. It's called something different.
It's I'll Rest With You.
I'll rest.
And then
okay.
Sam calls it.
Owl rest with you?
And then in the box, it's called.
I don't know what it is.
Like Let There Be Rust or something. I don't know.
I have no idea
Rust
what
in
it's called.
Peace?
Yes, Rust in Peace.
So-
It was
Like that,
originally
yeah.
Rust in Peace.
Oh,
So it's
okay,
called
all right.
Rust
So
in
like
Peace.
that's why I'm always like, what is the song called? But
Rust in
that's
Peace.
I mean, Honeybee is always a classic, and I think that's my favorite
Let's
one
Get Rusty?
to play bass wise.
Is it easy?
Which
Is
one?
that what you think?
Honeybee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a sweet bass line, man.
Yeah, I think
It's a
Mike came
sweet
up
song,
with that
too.
one, if I remember correctly.
Sweet song.
I mean,
So-
I don't know what the hell Mike played. I just condensed
Yeah,
it
that's the
highly.
that's the funniest thing is that the
Mike was a nut on the
is
bass.
we start
You don't want to know.
Some of the
You don't want
songs
to know.
started with John or Mike, and like we traded instruments when we kept changing the band. So like John wouldn't play bass on some songs, and they would go to like Sam
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
And so now when Sam has all of them, like you just made them all your own. But you can still hear some of the stuff from
Oh
the albums
yeah,
in them.
most
yeah.
definitely. All the signature stuff.
And now, we're
Mike's
changing it even more. to
That's- yeah.
yeah.
I know there's people asking about Electricity. Is there going to be new lyrics for Bryan's melody?
Yeah.
yes, I
Sick.
did write some.
That's a tradition now.
It is, yeah. It's all about you.
Hey,
Yeah,
you want to sing it? Let's do it. You wanna-
Lay it on me. I can't say no now. Where you going from though?
I'll go from the beginning. We'll do your verse. Do you want?
Oh, the whole thing?
You want to try?
Why not?
I could go to the bathroom right now.
Yeah, if you want. Wait, is this, I start here?
First fret.
There it is.
I'm playing the song since.
How long you been doing this?
Well, you have to remember that it used to just be piano, but then in the park we always played on guitar.
Excuses. That's what I'm hearing right now.
How's the song start?
You came home last night?
Okay, thank you.
No,
I'll
it's
go do do.
boom, 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 boom. No, just get here.
Do it on me.
You came home last night and seemed far away. I could not believe that you were alright. night with everything.
Night is the key that unravels everything when it all comes down. And people tend to erupt without a sound.
Guess we have to get around the chorus between your part.
Yeah, that's it. It's so nuts. I love it.
I know you don't like how I feel, but please try to remember it's natural for a thing like me. Electricity is in my soul. Electricity is in my soul. Let's speed this solo up. Okay, slow down again.
I lied awake as you shut off the lights, and I wandered my mind. My heart sparks up, but my circuits are out of line.
Sweet.
That's it.
Yes.
I could have just
So
played
good.
that part, but no, that's sweet.
Love
Yeah,
it.
you came up with a few verses, but
Yeah. It was
That's
just
great.
they kept sounding weird, like.
because one of them I was like, people are gonna think that sounds like I don't know some dirty word. And I was like,
I'll switch it up. When I came out with something else, I was like, that sounds even dirty. I was like, I'll go with something.
but no, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I really liked your first one. That it was like heart sparks out and it shines the deepest of blue.
Deepest of blues, yeah.
He's a
Talking
wordsmith.
I thought about, well, because, it's, what you guys were talking about in the song was just, I don't know, it just made sense. Sometimes,
No,
so.
it's super appreciated. Like you're I see that you know about the act a little bit. And you're like, what is gonna fit here?
Yeah, I'll look at you guys a little bit. I'll check y'all out. Like a bit. No.
Okay, yeah, thanks for doing that.
That's great. That's great.
Cool. There you go. A little preview.
That's the answer to your question.
I have a lot of questions about people wondering how the harmonies will evolve now since Bryan and Sam's voices are so different.
Are they? No. You guys' ranges are pretty wide though.
Yeah. Well,
I
especially
mean, I
you,
have
man.
trouble with the lower end of the spectrum, but I can definitely go more of the higher. But whatever, I don't know.
I think there's a lot of, we do have to change some of the stuff, but we're just gonna keep.
We changed up some of your harmonies with the transition, and we kind of
A lot of my stuff's in the middle, and I feel like if any kind of range.
So far, I've been
yeah.
I've been fitting in there pretty nicely, especially with the older songs, because John did such low stuff. And,
it's true.
And with me being in the background, especially, I could hit those falsetto notes and just kind of make it warm.
Yeah,
But going forward with new stuff, like it's going to influence us, like because right now it's like
It's gonna be a different sounds.
There's so many ways to arrange the same harmonies. Like you're
going to need to speed up the song to be able to perceive it. 'Cause there's going to be a bunch of low vibrations.
We're all very low singers now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've pushed my voice up.
I don't know if you're. I mean, you and I can probably hit some high notes. You hit. You probably hit some high notes. I think we have a similar range. You can definitely go lower than I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's also going to be a tool.
The seats are gonna be rattling.
Yeah. This is somehow off topic, but I did a show one time and these older ladies came up to me afterwards, like 6 of them, so excited to meet me, and they're like, "You just vibrated our seats. I'm gonna call you my vibrator." I was like, "Lady, you can't say that. Lady, you can't talk to me like that. I don't know you."
Buy an album!
Yeah, it was so bizarre. It was after it was a theater show too.
It wasn't like the routine or anything.
No, it was just so much. But and then she realized what she said afterwards. But it was just like what an awkward thing to.
That sounds like something my mom would say.
Yeah.
Guess what your new nickname is gonna be on the websites. Tumblr is already like.
What have I done?
Hashtag vibrator.
What have I done to myself?
But no, for the old songs will be, we're gonna find what's gonna sound great. But as you can see, my electricity, like it fits,
It's
well,
great.
yeah.
It's
There's
great.
like
it's coming together real fast and excitement.
Bryan, how many instruments do you play?
How many instruments do I play? Vocal, piano, I'm learning that bass, and I get down on any type of hand drum. Djembe, congas.
Can you do any stick drums or no?
No.
It's easy.
No. You know what, dude? I love.
Doesn't matter,
I
yeah.
want to, but like, and now there's like drums in my studio. I could probably sit there, but like, I've never had an opportunity to be like, all right, well now I'm in a room by myself. Like, what can I make happen? You know, I'm always like, either I'm with another musician who's like, all right, you gonna play drums? I'm like, all right, just keep the 4 on the floor. You know, just keep it simple, but. You know.
You ever play Rock Band?
No, I never played Rock Band, man.
Well, piano, if you play a sufficient amount of piano, you can pretty much kind of translate just the ear for picking up stuff pretty easily.
True.
I mean,
it's just laid out. So
that's how I feel about like guitar, and is because piano was like that's like the first thing I think that most people get a hold of, right?
Yeah, I mean, piano lessons is such a popular thing. Piano or guitar, you know.
Yeah.
Guitar is such a popular instrument. Bass isn't, you know, unfortunately, but like it's such a cool instrument, and you get a lot of guitar players who learn how to play bass, but like true bass players who like spend their whole life as a kid, they're like, I want to be a bass player. You're like, oh wow, that's how you get those.
Would you consider yourself a bass player?
Yeah, of course. I do.
I would consider you a bass player too. I mean, the way you play.
I mean,
nice.
it's what you can do on a guitar translates to bass in a much more meaningful way. Yeah. For me, at least. Like, I can do stuff on guitar, fine. I can get by with rhythm guitar, lead guitar, but like the bass is just so meaningful. Every note is like every note's important.
Yeah.
Well, even if when you're playing live, it blends in, so it's only important to you and to the band. But you know, the audience is it's supposed to just wash over people.
The metaphor I always thought, you got the drums as your foundation, you got the rhythm as your structure, and then you have the X's as the bass. That keeps everyone together.
What's up here?
This is the lead singer. You got Anik all over me.
And then we've got little dancers on top.
But no, because like a lead guitar is like, it's very the lead.
Yeah.
Whereas everything, like the rhythm.
No, I mean, I see music, when I compose my own stuff, I mean, there's obviously drums, but like bass and guitar, I see them as lines going like this, and just like filling up different spaces and coming together and coming down.
This?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just like what I imagined.
And then here comes another guitar.
Flute.
And then tickles.
So to answer your question, none, Brian.
Vocal main instrument.
I like that you did that, but you know, your voice is so good, I think you can say that that's an instrument.
Dude, you have to.
That's what you do in
at
your
some
scene,
point,
right?
it's like, and with musical theater and stuff like that, it's like you got to feel like you're an instrument. Like you got to be able to do a bunch of different stuff. If you're not trained, you can't say it's an instrument. But you train your voice and you know what's up with it. Go ahead, man. That's totally an instrument.
Got another question for Sam. Do you have any favorite memories of your time with SBG, and is there anything you wish you had done before your departure?
Favorite memories. I love performing on stage. I just loved it. There were some times that it wasn't as fun, but it doesn't matter. Once you get on stage and you have all this stuff ready to go, there's nothing like it. I'm gonna keep playing and performing because I know now that's what I'm meant to do. You know, so I love drawing. I love making songs. But for Steam Powered Giraffe, definitely the highlight was playing on stage.
Yeah.
Playing on stage. And I'll never forget having to improv for a dozen or so minutes. It felt like a year.
On your first show,
For the first show, when we had a malfunction.
You're welcome. That was my fault.
It was technical.
It was batteries and battery issues.
But man, I just remember, like, I didn't know I could do that. Like, just say the stupidest things, and I don't know if it was funny or anything.
Hold audience though.
I'm planning a similar malfunction for your
great.
first show.
Trial by fire.
I'll just stand there in silence for a bit and do eyebrows.
You know what though?
For 5 minutes, and then we'll take it from there.
Technical issues happen, and if you do it the first show, and if you have any, it's not a problem after that.
I always find like when there's like a flub up or something, you just have this like, okay, now we can do the show. Yeah. Like all this pressure just goes off you. Like everyone's here to.
Because it's less about we got through that song, nothing bad happened, and more it's like well, show already sucked.
It can only go up.
It can only go up.
Well, plus, the audience is super supportive. They're like, even if you mess up, they're like,
You're trying!
It's true though. If they see you mess up, they're not there to like. They don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see.
No one wants to see anyone fail, no matter how much you hate them.
True.
Because that's so. It's secondhand embarrassment.
It hurts you.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching people fail on stage, and like it bothers me. I can't do it.
You're embarrassed.
Like I can't, like American Idol stuff like that. I don't want to watch that because it's like people failing.
Well, luckily for us, it's incorporated into the act.
Yeah.
You know, whenever something goes wrong, we're just janky robots who are just like trying to figure it out.
Well,
so.
it's the age-old clown. You know, it's like clown is meant to fail.
Yeah.
The more the clown fails, the funnier it gets, and then
clown is a trigger word for our community. So
hey, when I was a kid, I thought that clown were real people. I thought it was like black Asian clown. Like I thought, and I was like, where are the clown kids? I think they'd be hilarious. Like, why don't they exist?
It's actually a race in our lore.
Is it really the clown race?
So is mine.
So
it's always subjugated.
In Children's Hospital, they're a race too.
Erased.
Let's have another question. Thank you. Good question.
This person really wants to ask, especially Zero, how hard is it to learn the robot movements? Like, does that take a lot of training?
Ooh.
I would say it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally. Takes a lot of training. Takes a lot of watching yourself in the mirror, which is a weird thing to say, but like watching yourself or recording yourself, doing movements. A lot of people, when they're on stage, they always say, oh, okay, what am I going to do with my hands? Like, what am I going to do with my hands? And you're thinking about that a lot for some odd reason. Your hands are such a natural thing. But, watching yourself in the way that you move, you could pick up on flaws that you'll correct. It's just practice. More and more practice and working out those muscles, little fine muscles that you didn't really think you want to work out. Work them out because you're gonna need every single bit of your muscle in your body to to do that.
It's like dancing.
You definitely prepare.
Body inventory. I think that's this where everything stems from. It's like being aware of. Teaching yourself to kind of be aware of where all your parts are.
And what weird things can move, what weird parts of your body move, I don't know.
Eventually it does become muscle memory, just like anything else you do with your body, like playing an instrument or dancing. Right? It becomes second nature, and that's a sweet spot.
Well, it's like it becomes another thing. Like there's makeup and costume, there's playing an instrument, there's singing and being in character with your voice, and then usually as a performer, like a normal fleshy person playing rock music or whatever people do, you're just doing those things, you know? But there's a fourth thing for this, and I mean, it took me a while to kind of stumble around in the dark and become comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But it becomes this thing that you can express comedy through too. So it's like you can use that as well, and it's just like after you get the hang of it, it's like everything compounds.
Yeah.
I saw it was a little bit of a chore at first for me. Like, oh, I gotta be a robot. Okay, I'll be a robot. But as of, I don't know how long the progression's been going, but I've really been enjoying being the robot because I found it as a way to express just like little, like robot funny things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just another tool. It's another paintbrush in your satchel.
There you go.
Yeah.
In your paintbrush holster.
Of comedy.
I got a comment from someone who hadn't seen us but watched the show and was like, man, I wish they would just move more. Like they have all these great songs and they're just pretending to be robots. And then I went to the rave afterwards and I was like, cutting loose. And they're like, look at your dance moves. Why don't you do that on stage? I'm like, because I'm a robot on stage.
Yeah.
So it's really frustrating, I think, to just have to reserve all that. You just want to like move with the music.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes you find your moments.
You can find your moments. Yeah.
But it just if people see you doing that, they're like, okay, where's the robot?
I mean, we've seen ourselves enough that we kind of know like what's the minimum and maximum. I think
there are some songs where you just shut it off entirely, and especially in the past, I think just we're like no robot here, or just
go for it.
Well, we did like Captain Albert Alexander is a perfect example where
get noodly.
Where you get noodly, so you can create all these scenes because you never sung on that one. You just did the pantomime, so you told the story on stage. Which I wish we had more of those songs, but. We played that song for so long.
Yeah.
There's times.
New efforts.
But we did, and we tried to do a little bit with Rex Marksley too, but it was more hybrid. But that's like a great example is where we made use of the idea of like, well, we don't always have to be robots.
Yeah.
And then the singers kind of step back, and then it's all it's the bunny, I guess rabbit show at that point.
To be fair, most bands you see are pretty much robots. Everyone just stands there and doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're actually adding robot in there is like freaking 150%
That's true.
better than half the bands are doing right now.
Yeah.
Plus,
Crazy,
it's also
man.
really exhausting.
It's crazy.
Even though we're just
boring
standing there.
too. Like I mean, there's a couple bands that I like, and I watch them live, and even physically, like Queens of Stone Age. When I watch them, they really move and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So many of the bands that I watch as well, you see them live, and they're just kind of standing there, playing guitar and singing.
But you really, I want a
Not everyone
theatrical
could be Josh
experience.
Graham, okay?
Yeah.
You want to entertain. You want to be entertained. You want to.
Love it.
Everything's got to be a little theatrical, I think,
true.
to be somewhat enjoyable.
Live
Entertainment.
stage.
Otherwise, I might as well go home and listen to the album.
True. I'm all about that live show as well. Something important, very important about it.
I think people enjoy it too.
Were we talking about memories or no?
I don't remember what we were talking about.
What was the question?
But like, we're here now.
The part 2 was there anything you
Oh, some
wish
movements.
you had done before your departure that you didn't get?
Oh, I wish I had done.
More cocaine.
I'd bring it. Yeah. I was a little disappointed today. I thought that was we were going to celebrate with a huge line.
Podcast, man.
No,
Whoa.
we're not like a hard drug.
Well, now I can do whatever I want. Now I'm free.
Now you're free.
I would have liked to have done some a video game. I know that it would have been something that I would have had to really push against, and I know that I didn't have it really in me, but and it's something I still want to do. Like it's one of my before I die, I want to make a video game,
Cool.
or
Yeah,
do something as a video game, because I was like, instead of Mama's Milk, I was playing video games, and that gave me all the nutrients I needed to go on.
Everything you need in life.
We had some ideas. We had stuff planned for, but
It's just video games are so
We'd love to make a video
So
game.
hard.
Steam Powered Giraffe is
but
perfect for.
I mean, we could probably only make something like Five Nights at Freddy's or something,
Right.
but
or
nothing too complicated.
the pet
but-
giraffes. I'm sure that was the nightmare of how much work or.
Oh my gosh.
when
But
it
all that's like a learning experience. Like since I made those, like it's very simple.
of
But
course.
because it was made by the people who are making the music, it's like that's the learning experience. And
That being
what is
said, like
impressive,
I still would like to do that for myself
Yeah.
or with someone else, and I'm sure that you guys would like if someone approached you that had the whatever, it's still a possibility.
Sure, and you know
Especially
what?
in this day and
we got a
age.
little
Yeah,
bit
true.
of that with the Image and Form. We got our characters in a video game.
Yep.
That's
And
pretty cool.
that video game is like I could see that as a Steam Powered Giraffe video game. Like it resonates with enough audience. Like it's simple enough that almost
Wonderful
anyone
game.
can pick it up.
I'm still waiting for
And,
where's the download content where you get to get the bands
The
as
bands.
characters.
Play 'em, yeah.
to
I don't know if that's going to warrant them spending that much time to do that,
I just want like a side scroller, like an old school, like
but
where each one of you have your own individual,
But Steam World Heist is also like it's complex enough that if you can turn it up to hardcore or whatever, and I don't know if there's that's a difficulty in it, and it's going to be challenging.
Hardcore.
But it's on. If you got an iPhone, go get it. If you got a 3DS, go get that game.
What's
PS3,
on
definitely.
PS4, yeah, iPhone. It plays great on iPhone.
It sent me a message, like, it was like, download this after I hang out with you. We talked about it for like 2 seconds, and like my phone was like, hey, buy this game. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, well, I didn't even type it in yet.
SteamWorld Dig is good too.
Yeah.
Steam World Dig, yeah.
Sam, they say make a Leopold and Tacky Boom game.
Oh jeez,
Cool. I can't wait. We'll license it.
that'd
to
be
you.
easy. Yeah, easy.
We'll license it to you.
Okay.
That'll be our first game.
I know.
Where's
No
our
robots.
game? Where's
No
our
robots.
game? Where's our game, Sam? We license you to make this.
Bryan, do you draw?
Do I draw is the question, and today I drew.
I do.
I drew. No, I totally got like I was teaching the art camp, and like we bottom out all these comics, and then it's my favorite thing to do in every book that I ever had was just draw like stick figure fights and then flip through 'em. So that's what I did. I drew
Yeah.
a stick figure fight with this guy. He had a bow staff, and the other guy had a chainsaw, and car was involved. He got crushed with the car. But that's the extent of my drawing. These hands are not made to create. So they just do like
They only destroy.
they only destroy. Like the art level that the kids I'm teaching at is like the art level I stopped at. Like my brain was like, that's it. That's as far as you go, man. You could just that. Like the sun in the corner, the smiley face, and that's me. That's my art right there.
I don't draw either, but I probably draw a little better than you.
You probably prove it.
No, David's actually really good at art.
Well,
He's
that was
just-
draw.
It's just like me not pursuing the music. You know, like
yeah. when you see someone else doing it, you're like, well, I'm not going to do this. Especially with identical
You
twins.
totally
Like,
have it in
this is
you,
a waste
let's
to have two people do the same thing. Like, because we can be two separate people with two separate sets of talents.
No, you're the
we
same
can
person.
accomplish more.
Same.
That's how I see it.
You know, like the Wachowskis. They're both just filmmakers, so.
Matrix.
Well, they do, yeah. I guess. Or the other ones. What's the brother?
Cohen?
No, those two. But the what's his name?
It's too late now. We're moving on.
Nobody cares.
I'll remember like 10 minutes down the road.
Coen Brothers?
There's another one.
I already tried that one.
The Farty
The
brothers.
Smothers Brothers. I don't know.
Boinky and Star Park.
Okay, now they're not a team.
Dun, dun.
One of them's not a filmmaker.
Oh, good old pop-up.
Oh, Ben Affleck and his twin brother.
Matt Damon.
I mean,
Is it
these are
Matt Damon and his twin
examples.
brother? Don't one of them have a twin brother?
I don't know.
Wait, is it the?
It's 5 o'clock. Are you guys gonna go longer?
I mean, 2-hour podcast is pretty good, right? We should probably.
Yeah, we should wrap it
We
up.
can always do it again if
Um,
people want more.
Yeah, I was gonna find one more question. If I find
Sure,
one.
find a good one though.
Yeah.
A damn
okay.
good one.
This one's kind of become a Bennettarium podcast tradition.
Ah.
They want to know Brian's answer to the lunch machine question.
The lunch machine question.
The lunch machine.
I have
question.
never answered this one, so.
That's true.
Oh, then
Well,
everyone.
get
Just
Sam's
saying.
answer as well.
I
We
know
don't give
that.
a.
So what is the question? What
I
is the
refuse.
question? The question is, if you could have lunch with any person in any time,
Alive or dead?
alive or dead, who would it be?
Whoa, that's deep.
And before we answered the question, we were like, "Wait, is this a machine that you get into and it makes lunch?"
Makes lunch?
If the lunch is over, the guy dies. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Who would be? I already know my answer. It'd be Chris Farley.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's a good one.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
That's my boy.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot because like I really want to watch that documentary, but like my childhood brain won't let
It
me.
was good. It was a great documentary.
I'm sure it is, but like I can't. Like my heart would like fall apart.
Yeah.
Like he was my hero.
But it's so
growing up, you know?
it's so great seeing everyone talk about him, and then you see like this is who he was as a person.
Oh, but it
Yeah.
makes me incredibly sad. I'll watch it eventually, but not yet.
I can't think of anyone. I don't really want to. I don't want to eat with anyone.
You can look at the lunch. You can just be there. Because the idea, I guess the
about
idea,
Now
somebody
I'm
you can talk
hungry.
to, who can- who
the
you can
idea
talk
is that
to, know?
you're not going to be talking when you're eating the lunch, but usually when you have, because it's a small conversation that probably lasts half an hour, and that's the idea behind the lunch machine.
Yeah, pick
Oh.
pick that brain. You know.
Ava Green. And then maybe I can ask her hand in marriage and we can live happily.
Woo, Sammy!
Never finish that lunch.
Who's that? Who's Ava
Never
Green?
stop. Round 2, please.
Who's Ava Green?
She's just she's awesome, and she's
Who is she?
Penny Dreadful.
I haven't seen that one.
Casino Royale. I don't
I
know.
haven't seen that one either.
I just can't think of anyone I'd pick a brain about.
Yeah.
I don't really.
I don't remember who I said, but
I can't remember either.
Is that so good?
there's a lot of people.
Penny
There's a lot-
Dreadful.
It's 'cause you
I
guys were really
really liked
tired
it. Yeah.
and you started talking about why I didn't pick Abraham Lincoln.
Hey, I feel like you would be boring.
Yeah, probably.
Like hello.
But it's
everyone back
but
in
the
the day.
conversations of like today we have iPhones.
I just want to shoot you in the head, Abraham Lincoln.
I don't know what it is, Abraham. Shut up! That big head! It's always in the way! One of these days, Abraham.
Now listen. Now 4 scored.
Oh, shut up!
But more so that it would be like, look at what the world's come to. Look what you did. No.
What about like Genghis Khan? You like have lunch with Genghis Khan? Is that cool? Can you
you
speak the same language?
These are all questions for the
Do they have to
builder
die
of the lunch
again after
machine.
the-
I mean,
lunch
the
is
fact,
over?
the fact that we can bring Genghis Khan back, I feel like we should be able to at least
Nope,
communicate too.
this machine just has
Just
just
that?
makes lunch.
Can I like have like lunch with like young Trump? And if I trap him in the lunch machine,
and
he
drown him
won't
in his
exist.
cereal.
What? Who's having cereal for lunch?
Why
cereal?
I don't know.
Trump loves cereal.
It's
Does he?
funny.
And in Seinfeld.
Dude, he loves cereal. He sits in that gold. He
Are you
eats
just-
out of
are you
a
just
gold
making
bowl.
things up?
No, he loves Lucky Charms. Like, have you never seen him eat Lucky
That's like his
Charms?
thing.
I've
What,
never seen him. Sign Trump.
The lunch machine, mankind's greatest
Well,
creation yet.
that's
to
a
be
good. I guess that's a good
created.
place to end it.
Yeah.
Sam, do you want to?
A little bit of a
You want to play
disappointment.
us out?
Play a goodbye tune.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's good. Thanks. Thank you. All right. The pod. If you want to watch this again, it's going to be up on YouTube for definitely.
Oh, we should plug
We should plug the next show, and as well as we should plug the Engineer-eteer stuff.
Do it.
So if you'd like this and you'd like to hear more, the podcast is on our YouTube and a bunch of other places to listen on your car and driving. But also you can see more video versions of the podcast if you sign up to be an Engineer-eteer on SteamPoweredGiraffe.com.
Yeah, become an Engineer-eteer. Go to SteamPoweredGiraffe.com. We live stream to Engineer-eteers. It's a small community, but it's a fun community, and we do that to make it extra special for the people who want to support us. The podcast is free to everyone. It's just for fun. We talk about Steam Powered Giraffe. We talk about movies, video games, anything that comes to our mind. We have different people all the time. Maybe Sam will come back in the future.
To promote my new album.
Yeah, promote your so yeah, we'll have we do that pretty much weekly. We haven't missed one yet, but we might have to in the future, depending on how tired we are.
We have some shows coming up. Our next one is February 18th at the Escondido Center for the Arts.
Yeah.
Not just any show, but Zero's
first show.
It's a Zero show.
Check out www.steampoweredgiraffe.com. We got a list of the shows, the current confirmed shows on our website, as well as our Facebook events. You can look at our Google Calendar too. That's linked on our website.
And won't you guys even show maybe what happened to Hatchworth as well?
If you want if you want to know why Hatchworth left in the lore, you're gonna have to see one of our shows next year.
Yeah.
Or you could read the lore page, but
watch the show.
It's much
better.
Yeah.
It says Escondido. Some of you might not be aware. This is our San Diego show. Technically, it's not in San Diego.
You're right. It's about 10, 20
It's in
minutes
San Diego County.
away.
It's in San Diego County though.
Right,
It's
it's
a
San
big
Diego.
county.
Yeah.
It's San Diego.
So it's the best theater we could get a hold of.
Marceau performed there.
Yeah,
Really?
we performed there actually. We performed in the concert the concert hall.
That was
But we're using the center theater, which is a little smaller theater, so it'll be a little more intimate, and then we won't have a hard time selling it out or anything.
It's a huge
Maybe.
theater. Like that.
It's pretty big, but
Yeah.
the concert hall is like even way big.
It's so big.
I want to thank Burn Helmets. Burn Helmets probably made it possible for me to play the last show. I ate crap on my bicycle, and if I didn't have that on, I probably would have been. Burn Helmets. That's a quality helmet.
Ooh.
But you also hurt your leg too, right?
Oh, that's fine. It's all healed.
We were like, is Hatchworth going to be in a wheelchair for the last show?
I got scrapes all on the helmet, and the helmet's still good though. It didn't crack or anything.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So you're living proof that helmets, you wear them your whole life,
Oh,
you
yeah.
crash once, it's worth it.
wear a helmet. I bought knee pads now too, so
You got elbow pads. You got the
I
whole
will soon probably.
bubble wrap.
Whenever it gets
Ooh,
hurt, I'll
I
wear
ain't
something
playing.
light on it.
But that's what they're for. Yeah. That's the same with leash laws.
What?
We were a callback to our
All right, cut it.
discussion.
Cut it.
They're there for when the bad stuff goes down.
I don't know.
Thanks for joining us, Sam and Brian.
Also,
Us.
we also got the Everett show coming up too. It's the week after the. So if you're not in California but you're in Washington, that's Brian's second show. So
And thank you for being so cool with me coming through.
Yeah.
I know Sam's an awesome dude.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. I love you all from the bottom of my heart.
Happy holidays. This is technically our Christmas episode. I know it wasn't very Christmassy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but you have to have